Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the Yes Network, the home of champions.
It is Los Angeles, the city of angels, Hollywood, California. And I'll tell you what, when you're in Hollywood, you have to have stars, and there are plenty of stars out tonight. Two of the most high-profile teams in Major League Baseball will go at each other in the first game of a three-game set. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Los Angeles Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees and the Dodgers, a rich history in baseball. These two teams have met each other 11 times in the World Series. Yankees winning 8 of those. No two teams have even come close to meeting each other that many times. So that's the backdrop for this. Now, it's an important series as well. Dodgers haven't been playing well. The Yankees are getting by. They just took 2 out of 3 in Arizona in the final game, John. That was a nail-biter.
It was a nail-biter. The Yankees enjoyed an off day yesterday, but Wednesday night in Arizona, it was a tough win. Curtis Granderson picking up his 7th home run of the year, sat on a changeup and drilled it deep to right field, gave the Yankees the lead. You bring on Mariano Rivera for the 9th, had a good inning, but in the 10th, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. But like Mariano Rivera can only do, he can wiggle his way out. He gets a pop-up of Chris Young behind home plate to get the first out, a big one. Then you start thinking about the possibility of a double play. Doesn't get it, gets another pop-up of LaBroche. You can see his frustration. Alex Rodriguez makes the play, and then a big strikeout of Mark Reynolds. Mariano Rivera got himself in trouble, but wiggled his way out of it.
Pitched 2 innings to get that victory. The Yankees have done very well in June, 14-7. Now, they're not hitting the way they want, but you see that bottom number? That's the reason they're winning games. Outstanding pitching, a 3.76 ERA. Now, speaking of pitching, let's take a look at the New York Lottery pitching matchup. And going for the Dodgers tonight, Vicente Padilla, 1-1, 6.67. He served some time on the DL. CC Sabathia for the Yankees, 8-3 with a 3.68. And John, the last time he pitched against the Mets, he was very, very sharp.
You know, that's a CC Sabathia that we have been waiting for. He's been doing well in June, picking up some wins, but has not been dominant. Well, against the Mets, 8 innings of total domination. Did not give up a run in that ball game. He struck out 6, only gave up 4 hits. You're seeing a lot of these off-speed pitches. CC Sabathia rounding himself into form here in June.
Well, the Yankees and the Dodgers, what's the story with the Dodgers? Where are they? What are they made of? Why are they struggling? And what could be good about them? We examine all of that on segment 2 coming up next right here on Yes. Segment 2, everybody. In a couple of minutes, we'll have the first pitch for the Yankees and the Dodgers. So what is the story with Joe Torre's Dodger team? They are 3rd in the National League West. They're behind the Padres and the Giants. Had a good May. They've struggled during Interleague. In June, they're 10-11. Andre Ethier got off to a great start. 1 on the DL. He has not hit since then. 225, a home run, and 7 runs batted in, John.
One of the big issues for the Dodgers, only 54 home runs as a ball club. That's 13th in the National League. Manny Ramirez can drive the ball to all parts of the park. He's only has 8 home runs so far this year, but he can really pick it up offensively. And you see the numbers against the Yankees in 200 games, 163 RBIs. Loves hitting against the Bombers.
So let's take a look at the supporting cast for the Dodgers. Look at Ethier, overall 322, 12 homers and 45 ribbies. Loney, 297, 5 homers and 47 ribbies. And Matt Kemp, 260, 12 homers and 39 runs batted in. This is a team that can hit. Their problem really is a little bit of a lack of pitching. The Yankees and the Dodgers, steeped in history. They go way back, all those World Series, and the big stars are out tonight in Hollywood. But we go to Billy Crystal, one of those stars, to find out who's leading off.
Derek Jeter leads off next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Grown Ups. Now playing. By Honda, look for money-saving leases and low financing at your Honda dealer. And by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. Well, the Dodgers always draw very well, but they're going to have a packed house tonight. And all 3 games as the Yankees are in town. And as we mentioned, such a rich history between these 2 teams, dating back to their time, the Dodgers in Brooklyn. There's Tommy Lasorda, and the Yankees obviously in the Bronx all those years. 11 times they played for the World Series title. The Yankees have won 8 of them. The next closest 2 teams, the Yankees and the Giants, who played each other 7 times for the right to be world champions. So there is a very valuable, rich history. And now it's a big series as well. The Dodgers have lost 6 of their last 7, and the Yankees are trying to end interleague play on a very high note. So the Dodgers have taken the field. And let's take a look now at tonight's Yankees starting lineup. And it is presented, as always, by our good friends at Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, will lead off. Batting second and playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira's at first base. He'll hit third. Cleaning up and playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Jorge Posada. Nick Swisher's in right field. He's going to bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing left is Brett Gardner. And CC Sabathia will pitch, and he's going to bat ninth.
Well, that Yankee lineup is going to face Vicente Padilla, right-hander for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll take a look at his numbers on the year. He's battling back from some forearm problems, so this will be his 6th start, a 1-1, 6.67. You see the 30 hits in 27 innings. We'll take a look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report. There has never been a question about his stuff. A good fastball, good action, quality slider. Last year he came over, he was 4-0 with 7 starts down the stretch and a 3.2, and I said working his way back into shape. Had some upper right forearm problems, and he will throw high and tight. Has a reputation of possibly being a headhunter. If he does not like the swings that you are taking, he will definitely pitch you inside.
And there's a guy who has been hit several times by Vicente Padilla, because he hits Padilla as well as early as recently as last year when Padilla was with the Rangers. And word is that when Padilla got traded by the Rangers, the players on the Rangers went to John Daniels, their GM, and congratulated him on getting rid of Padilla. He is not well liked. The Dodgers really were his last chance saloon, and he actually has made the most of this opportunity. So we are ready for baseball here in Hollywood, LA. Oh yeah, the West Coast. Derek Jeter digs in. Padilla is ready, and let's do it here in Los Angeles. Padilla winds, kicks, and deals. Low and away, and we are underway. Jeter, 2 for his last 12. He has not been swinging the bat that well. Tomorrow, by the way, is Derek's 36th birthday. Can you believe it? 36, Derek Jeter. Grounded off the mound. Nice hopper there for Carroll, and he goes over to Loney. And there's one away. Let's check out the Dodgers defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield, well, you know the guy in left field, if you're a Yankee fan, that's Manny Ramirez. You've got Matt Kemp in center and Andre Ethier over in right. In the infield, it's Casey Blake, Rafael Furcal, Jamie Carroll, and Loney is over at first base. Martin behind the plate, and on the mound is Padilla. Here's Curtis Granderson. And there's a strike. Home plate umpire is Phil Cuzzy. Granderson with the home run that gave the Yankees the lead on Wednesday. They won in extra innings over the Diamondbacks. A very tough-fought series. Yankees had a difficult time with the D-backs. Now, just an aside, because the Yankees care what Tampa Bay is doing, the Diamondbacks just beat Tampa Bay 1-0. Edwin Jackson with a no-hitter of the Rays, and Flashy threw 149 pitches. 149
pitches. I heard at some point he had 7 walks in that ball game, so not your classic no-hitter, but an impressive performance shutting down the Rays.
Fouled away.
You know, Padilla, we talked about it. He's got a good fastball and a quality slider, but he just threw a 58-mile-an-hour curveball. You see it crosses down in the zone. Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, liked it, called it a strike.
And the 0-2. Grounded foul just outside of first.
Well, Michael, you look at these Dodgers, 39-33, third place in the NL West. Their batting average second in the league at 267. Pitching has not been very good, 11th in the league at 4.14. And fielding not very good, 11th in the league. So a lot of room for improvement with this Dodger ball club.
And the pitch. Now I was talking to Larry Boa, the former Yankee coach now at the Dodgers, and he admitted, he said, we need pitching. Now they don't know if they're going to be able to get pitching because the Dodgers are kind of in a situation where they might not be able to increase their payroll at all. So they might have to go with what they have. Dodgers actually have a lower payroll than the Minnesota Twins. Swing and a miss, and Granderson down on strikes.
Curtis Granderson kind of saw it all this at bat, a slow curveball, and here's that quality slider, hard slider, down and in. Talked about Padilla early on, a good fastball, good slider. Obviously mixing in a slow curveball. Curtis Granderson saw all of them.
So there's no love lost between these two, Padilla and Teixeira. 1-0. If you hit a home run against Padilla, or he feels that you got his number, he's going to throw up and in. And as John said in the scouting report, some look at him as a bit of a headhunter.
Yeah, there's a fine line there. Hitters will respect you when you come in. Good fastball for a strike. I mean, you don't mind it if you pitch inside, but when you go up and in, that's going to raise an eyebrow. Mark Teixeira gets one and then gets another one in his hip. Obviously not happy about it. Felt like it was on purpose.
That was last June, June 2nd to be exact. Yankees and the Rangers. The 1-1 outside. And I think that the reason his teammates sometimes turn on him is because they're the ones who pay for it, especially when he's playing in the American League. They're going to get thrown at if he goes hunting. Now in the National League, I don't know if he could do that as much. He's got a hit. Popped up and out of play. Now Teixeira is only 2 for 8 against Padilla, but the two happen to be home runs.
Well, you also mentioned they were teammates, and you wonder if the personalities just didn't mesh. I mean, a lot of times you'll be in a club, 25 guys. Not everybody's going to get along. So there might be some backstories that we don't know about. It looks like they're playing it straight up this at bat.
2-2. Still 2-2, just underway. Beautiful day here in Southern California, a late arriving crowd, and that's usually the case. The old saying is they arrive a little late and they leave a little early. But the place is filling up rapidly. The 2-2. Missed inside, 3-2.
Good try from Padilla. Has that good slider down and in. Curtis Granderson saw it for strike 3. Mark Teixeira just fouled it off. And he tried to come back with a two-seamer inside. So if you're going to face Padilla, you got to cover a lot of different zones, a lot of different speeds. And you talked about his history, Michael. There's a reason he keeps finding a job in the major leagues, because he's got good stuff.
And the payoff. Grounded toward first, backhanded by Loney. He takes it himself, and Padilla works a 1-2-3 inning. So the Yankees go down in order. It's the Yankees nothing, and the LA Dodgers coming to bat against CC Sabathia. Rafael Furcal, the shortstop, will lead off. Batting second and catching is Russell Martin. Andre Ethier is in right field. He'll hit third. Cleaning up and playing left field, Manny Ramirez. Matt Kemp in center will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing first base, James Loney. Casey Blake at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing second base, Jamie Carroll. And Vicente Padilla, the pitcher, will bat ninth.
Dodger lineup is going to go to work against CC Sabathia. Take a look at his numbers on the year, coming off an outstanding performance. It'll be his 16th start, 8-3, 3.68. Good hits to innings, 86 to 103rd. Take a look at our Jeep pitcher scanner report on CC Sabathia. He is now on a hot streak, 11 innings in a row, and he's 4-0 in June, and he likes interleague play, 16-7 with a 3.65. It's like having an American League lineup when CC Sabathia is in there, 266 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. A little advantage tonight for the Yankees offensively.
Well, here is Rafael Furcal. He left the team for a bit. His dad passed away, so he was there when his father passed, so he has rejoined them. He's been playing very good baseball. And he runs the hands up the bunt, but takes a pitch outside.
So Michael, with CC Sabathia pitched 8 innings against the Mets, couple of hits, 4 hits, I think 6 strikeouts, and not give up a run. The slider was really the pitch that jumped out at me. It really had that good depth down and in. Mechanically, he'd been falling towards third base a little bit. Seems to have figured that out, and the results were there his last outing.
93-mile-an-hour fastball strike. 8 innings against the Mets, 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 6 through 114 pitches. CC a little wild high right now. Count 2-1.
Yeah, anytime you see that high fastball up and away to a righty, usually a pitcher is falling off the mound towards third base. You go from that bullpen mound at Dodger Stadium out to the real mound. You have to make a little adjustment. .94 for Kyle. Looked like he did not like that call. Home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. Early on, looks like he's going to be a pitcher's umpire.
And the count 3-2. 95, so he's certainly throwing well.
He's got some life tonight. 94-95. Russell Martin waiting on deck.
And that one's foul tip. Posada could not hold on.
They're coming right at for a call with good fastballs, and they all seem to be on the outer half. Scouting reports on a switch hitter. Looks like he likes the ball in, so CC Sabathia, Jorge Posada staying away and staying away with hard stuff.
Just missed, so Furcal works a inning opening walk. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. These are the men behind Sabathia. In the outfield, it's Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Posada is behind the plate, and Sabathia is on the mound. So here is Russell Martin. Now, he is very patient. He has 35 walks. Hitting .248 though. Subpar for him, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Boy, you're talking about that Dodger Stadium mound, John, and you can only think of the great pitchers that have earned their living there. Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale and Fernando Valenzuela, Oral Hershiser, Don Sutton. I mean, that used to be, they say it's a great pitcher's mound. And when it was 15 inches, it seemed like it was 20 inches to batters. And it was just an amazing place to pitch. And there's Fernando Valenzuela, still around the Dodgers. But Fernando Mania, that's the man who started it.
Well, he had some big years with the Dodgers. I was lucky enough to catch Fernando with the San Diego Padres, and he was a different pitcher at that point in his career, but still knew how to get some people out. I think he's doing some radio work for the Dodgers.
Runner goes, throw to second. Not in time. Chris Guccione signals safe. Throw was a little bit high. It was in time. If it was lower, they would have had him.
Well, a good start for the Dodgers. A walk for Furcal. Gets a good jump. It'll be his 10th stolen base on the year. And you can see Robinson Cano coming up to get the throw. It's high. It's a little wide right. He tries to do the sweep tag, but doesn't get the job done. Furcal really the igniter for the Dodgers. When he gets on base, when he's healthy, they're a different ball club offensively.
One-two, swing and a miss, got him. Breaking ball diving down and in.
Big strikeout for CC Sabathia, and this was the pitch he had going against the Mets. And watch the break, down and in. More importantly, instead of side to side, finishing with some depth down and in, Martin swings right over the top, a very defensive swing. Big pitch from CC Sabathia.
Here is Andre Ethier, second in the National League with a .322 batting average. 20 for his last 89, so in a little bit of a slide right now since coming back off the DL. Big cut, foul back, just missed that one. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 71 degrees, 54% humidity. The wind's out of the south-southwest at 4 miles per hour, so certainly wind's not a factor. And the forecast clear and perfect.
Says it all. Clear and perfect.
Swing and a miss.
Well, another good slider. 2 out of the last 3 from CC Sabathia. As good as you can do it. Ethier, one of the bright young players in the National League. It's an outstanding pitch. Again, I talk about it not just side to side, but the good depth down. Had a broken pinky finger and missed a couple of weeks. His numbers since then have not been very good.
The 0-2. Grounded to first. Teixeira will step on the bag for the second out as Furcal moves to third. John, I have a stat for you that will blow your mind, and it regards the weather. The Dodgers have been in LA since 1958, so we'll do the math. That's 62 years. No, it's 52 years. Okay? They've had 17 rainouts.
17.
I think the Yankees had that last year, right?
Probably close to it.
Here's Manny Ramirez. Yankee fans know him. They are not in love with him. He has certainly done damage to them over the years. And he grounds one, foul outside of third. Now, interleague play seems to have invigorated Manny Ramirez. And I talked to Don Mattingly, the hitting coach for the Dodgers, and he said that playing the American League teams in the American League has given Manny a chance to be the DH. He said at this time in his career, he really needs that time off his legs in the outfield. And he really feels that his future is in the American League, and that's what he's done in the last 10 games as a DH. Line drive, a base hit to right field. Scoring is for Cal. It's an RBI single for Ramirez, and the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead.
That's what the Dodgers need from Manny Ramirez, really to carry some of these young kids offensively. It's a big 2-out hit to right field. Had great numbers against Sabathia coming in, .571 with 4 home runs. And he adds to that. See, it's a fastball supposed to be in and leaks out over the plate, and Manny Ramirez does what he has been doing for many years, taking his base hits the other way and picking up an RBI.
Well, we told you during the open how Manny has done against the Yankees, and it's been unbelievable. But those were in the prime years of Manny. And right there, in the somewhat autumn years of his career, he's still able to do damage. Here's Matt Kemp. And there's a strike.
You know, the Dodgers are really looking to Manny Ramirez to have a big second half. I mean, they have a lot of talented hitters in their lineup. Matt Kemp is one of them. Loney is another, Ethier. But that experience that Manny Ramirez brings in a big spot can take a lot of pressure off of these young hitters.
Tries to pull the outside pitch and grounds it foul to Larry Boa. Kemp 9 hits in his last 39 at-bats and 17 for 85. So better hitter than that. Struggling right now. Manny's dreads are really long now. That might be a record.
That's an LA thing right there.
I guess. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it as Kemp goes down on strikes. Dodgers score a run on 1 hit, and they lead 1. We played 1. It's 1-0 Dodgers. First 2 years, and obviously an impressive resume for Joe. The 12 years with the Yankees and 29 seasons as a Major League manager. The Mets, the Braves, the Cardinals, the Yanks, And the Dodgers, four-time world champion. Obviously, his success with the Yankees front-loaded, 96, 98, 99, 2000. At the end, a lot of first-round exits, but 6 pennants with the Yanks, two-time manager of the year. And obviously, Torrey here with the Dodgers in his 3rd season. He'll be 70 next month. Alex Rodriguez will lead off, and that one is lined down the right field line. It is a base hit. It's going to go into the corner. Rodriguez rounds first, and he will chug into second with a leadoff double.
We hear it all the time with Alex Rodriguez. When he's driving the ball the other way, good things are going to happen for him, and he does not wait around against Padilla. Gets a first pitch, fastball. It's supposed to be in. It ends up out over the plate, and you see the nice extension for Alex. Ball jumps off his bat into the corner. Is going to be an easy double for Alex Rodriguez as Ethier hustles it up and gets it in. Good sign for Alex, driving the ball the other way.
So Rodriguez at second, and now the game's hottest hitter is Robinson Cano. He will dig in. Has a mini 3-game hitting streak. He's 11 for his last 36 and sports a .362 batting average. Padilla working out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Deals inside 1-0.
See, the .362 batting average leads all of the major leagues. Has 11 at bats against Padilla, 4 for 11. It's .364 with a home run.
Way inside, and the count 2-0. Yankees coming at 45 and 27. The Dodgers 39 and 33. This weekend will finish the Yankees intra-league stretch, and then they start playing an American League team. Now, they want to play more National League teams, but they'd like to do that in October and November. Yankees have always been successful in intra-league play. The 2-0. Fly ball, left center. Matt Kemp will make the catch. A-Rod tagged, but just draws the throw. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
Kind of a disappointing at bat for Robinson Cano. Had a fastball pretty much right down the middle. Wasn't able to pull it to advance Alex Rodriguez to third.
Here's Posada. Hitless in his last 6 at-bats, but 9 for 29. Caught 2 games, 2 in a row in Arizona, then rested on Wednesday, but did pinch hit. He struck out in the pinch hitting appearance. Slow breaking ball, 55 miles an hour.
No, Michael, I'm sure there are fans at home watching saying, I could hit a 55-mile-an-hour curveball. When you're a major league hitter, you saw Jorge Posada, you just give up on it. Can't even pull the trigger. You just tip your hat and say, I'll give you strike 1 because I know I can't get my quality swing off on it.
The 0-1. 1-1. Well, the average guy at home and me would be able to hit that because that's our bat speed, but these guys are geared for something else, so it's really effective against them.
Yeah, you got to respect the fastball in the low 90s from Padilla, a good hard slider. The last thing you're thinking is a big, slow 55-mile-an-hour curveball, but it's a nice weapon, especially on a first pitch, because a lot of major league hitters will just say, you know what, I wasn't ready, I wasn't looking for it, I'll give you strike 1. Bob Tewksbury was great at that. Caught him with the Padres, would throw a big rolling slow curveball in there for strike 1, and then he would go to work.
I guess you can't throw it that much, though, because if you're sitting on it and you expect it, it's got to be a total surprise.
And that's why I say the first pitch of an at-bat, probably the best time to throw it, because if a hitter gets 2 strikes like Jorge Posada right now, you have to protect. You're sitting back a little bit. You're more defensive. You'll be able to do something with a rolling curveball that's not very sharp.
Line drive, there's a base hit. Alex Rodriguez will round third. They're sending him home. He will make it. It's an RBI single for Posada, and the Yankees have tied the game at 1.
Nice job by the Yankees answering the Dodgers, score the run in the first inning. Yankees come out here in the second, a double by Rodriguez. And then Jorge Posada gets a little spinning slider. You can see Padilla's reaction, not happy with the pitch. Jorge Posada takes advantage, drills it into right field. No play for Ethier at home. Tie ball game. Alex Rodriguez gets a nice jump. No real need to look at the third base coach. Looks like he's running with a good stride. Hip doesn't seem to be a problem. And Padilla frustrated.
Here's Nick Swisher. Count 1-0.
There's some history between Nick Swisher and Padilla also years ago. Padilla hit Nick Swisher, got into a little confrontation about it. So a couple of hitters who have had some problems with Padilla throwing inside.
Driven the other way and out of play. It does tell you something, though, about how Padilla is thought, because when the Rangers were trying to get rid of him, I talked to some scouts back then, and they said there's just no way that anybody will take him. You see the numbers. Swisher has 1 for 15, but the one was a home run. And when a guy throws 94 with the stuff he has, that many people wouldn't want him, well, it speaks volumes about what people think of him.
You can't replace the arm. He has quality stuff. But how many times you see an organization say, we release this guy because he hits hitters and puts our hitters in harm's way?
Amazing. High pop-up. Shallow right. Ethier is there. And he makes the play for the second out. Hey, it's time for the Toyota text poll. Let's check out what the question is. Are you looking forward to watching CC Sabathia bat tonight? Now, the choices are easy. It's yes or no, and you can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. You know what I'm thinking, John? Who's sitting? What curmudgeon is sitting at home going, no, I'm not looking forward to it? Well, it's going to happen the next bat. Gardner's the number 8 hitter, and I know that CC Sabathia is looking forward to CC hitting.
He was excited about batting practice, swinging the bat during BP.
There's that slow breaking ball for a strike. He's got that locked in at 55.
Yeah, you don't want it to be any faster than the speed limit, 55 miles an hour. And again, when you watch Brett Gardner, watch him just lock up. Can't pull the trigger. The ball's not even halfway there. You're basically giving the pitcher strike one.
Does it again. This time he did it 2 times in a row. So the count now 1-1. That's a little unusual, John.
Yeah, that's going to get a little dangerous. You fool a hitter one time, he locks up, but he'll be ready the next pitch. I guess you give him a little bit of credit for at least bouncing it, making sure that it's down.
Maybe that was his purpose. I'm going to bounce it, and they'll be so anxious they'll swing at it.
Maybe he's setting up a little fastball in on the hands here. We'll see which way he goes. We'll go outside.
1-1. And it came inside, but a strike nonetheless. (1-1) Yankees and the Dodgers, top of the second inning here at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. And the 1-2. Missed inside. Good live fastball.
Yeah, it's got some sinking movement to it also. I mean, 92 looks like he's trying to run it back to the inside corner. Like I said, a tough at bat. Got to cover a lot of different zones and speeds.
(2-2) inside. CC waiting.
Yeah, not your typical situation where you're going to be careful with Brett Gardner because you have a pitcher on deck. CC at 266 career batting average, 3 home runs. Batting in that 8th spot in the National League, Michael, always a tough at bat with that pitcher hitting behind you.
Grounded foul. And if you're in a National League game or a National League team and you've got a pitcher that can hit, it's a weapon. We saw that in Arizona with Dan Herron. I mean, you didn't want to lose the 8th guy, not because you wanted Herron to lead off. You just didn't want somebody on base, and Herron picked up a couple of big hits against Andy Pettitte. Posada will go 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch. And boy, Gardner does this very, very well. He's a pest. He's going to foul off good pitches.
And he was beat with that fastball right there. I mean, that was an emergency hack just to try to foul it off. You've seen a couple of off-speed pitches early in the count. It's kind of slowed him down a little bit. A little emergency, just flick at it, foul it off. Give yourself another pitch to try to get a mistake, maybe do something with it.
Three-2. You got him. Foul tip. And Martin holds on. But the Yankees tie the score. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We played an inning and a half. It's 1-1 Yankees-Dodgers. Coming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. Yankees have 2 more games here against the Dodgers. Tomorrow at 7:05 on Fox, 8:05 on ESPN, so the national guys take over. Monday's an off day as they travel back from the West Coast, then 3 against Seattle. Now check out the schedule, though, and mark this down. The last game against Seattle at 1:05. Then all weekend, July 4th weekend, the Blue Jays in town, all 1:05 starts. Now we want to remind everybody that on the national games on Fox and on ESPN, right after the game's over, please turn to Yes and get our extra innings program. You've got Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry and Kimberly Jones will be here in LA. We'll cover it all, answer all your questions, and it's going to be a great show. You can tweet, email, and they'll get to it all. So that's an important thing to know. Right after the final out, switch over to Yes. Here's James Loney. Pitch outside, 1-0. Now, I talked about the rich history of the Dodgers. They've been in the postseason 26 times in the organization's history. The Yankees, 48 times. The Dodgers have appeared in 18 World Series. The Yankees, 40 World Series. And the Dodgers are second to the Yankees in all of those things. So it's an amazing connection, Yankees and the Dodgers. And the Dodgers only won 1 World Series in Brooklyn, and that was in 1955. They beat the Yankees. The last time these two teams met in the World Series is 1981, and the Dodgers won that series. Yankees won in 77 and 78. So although they have a rich history, they have not met in the World Series in 29 years. Now when they go up against each other in the World Series, Yankees have won 8 of those World Series. 37 wins, 29 for the Dodgers. The Yankees score more runs, hit better, more home runs, and they pitch better. But just think, having a World Series where, I mean, we don't have to think, in 2000 we saw it, the Yankees and the Mets, not much travel and a lot of enthusiasm. And I was talking to a legendary Dodger broadcaster, Vince Scully, today, and he said when the Dodgers beat the Yankees in 55, the only thing that he could even approximate there's been the enthusiasm in the borough of Brooklyn was on BJ Day when World War II ended. He said that's how unbelievable it was. But the Yankees came back in 56 to beat the Dodgers and get bragging rights back. That one is served toward shortstop. Backing up in the short left is Jeter, 1 away.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 23, Casey Blake.
Here's Casey Blake. Yankee fans might remember him with the Indians. He's been a pretty effective player for the Dodgers. He's pesky. Plays third base, 267, 7 homers and 29 ribbies. And the Dodgers, what they've done the last couple of years in order to improve their team and pick up guys like Blake and make trades late and pick up important players, they don't want to take on salary. So what they do is they trade their best prospects to another team, get the player back, and that other team will pay the salary because they know they're getting the Dodgers' best prospects. Now, I don't know if that's robbing Peter to pay Paul, but it does allow them to improve their team in the present.
Well, Casey Blake, one of those veteran influences. We talked a lot about the young players offensively for this Dodger ball club. Blake, a good veteran leader in that clubhouse. Mr. McCourt, the owner and chairman, watching on. Another guy like Brad Osmus, who's on the disabled list, but a good veteran presence as a backup catcher.
And you also got a look at McCourt there as John was talking, and that's part of the issue as well. Frank and his wife Jamie are going through a very contentious divorce, and the word here is in LA that the team might have to be sold as their finances are going to be split, and it's in the gossip pages, it's on the front pages, and it's an ugly thing, and that's why a lot of people don't think the Dodgers can get the players they need to improve, because they do need some additions. And you look at what the Padres and the Giants are doing and the pitching that both of those teams had. I talked to Mariano Duncan, John, before the game. He said, doesn't matter how much hitting you have. And Mariano, Yankee fans remember from '96, we play today, we win today. He said, you look at the Padres, they don't hit at all. He said, if you have pitching and defense, you win. And the Dodgers don't have the pitching, they just don't.
And you mentioned San Francisco, the same thing. They have a great rotation, but I guess good news for the Dodgers, they're going to get Chad Billingsley back on Monday off the DL, so he's going to give that rotation a little bit of a boost.
Swing and a miss. And Blake is tagged out by Posada, 2 away. That's the 3rd strikeout for CC.
Another good slider from CC Sabathia has Blake shaking his head. So one pitch that jumped out at me against the Mets was a slider, and it looks like CC has a good one early on in this ball game. Take another look, down and in. Nice block by Posada. You're going to get a lot of right-handed hitters to swing over the top of that slider.
Check out this stat. Sabathia walked for Cal to start off the inning in the first. For Cal came around to score. Since that walk, he's thrown 22 pitches, 20 strikes. That one's outside the strike zone. Jamie Carroll 1-0.
Wasn't outside by a lot. Home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy had a big strike zone early. Did not give CC that pitch. 23 strikes, 7 balls, a total of 30.
Pitch outside, 2-0.
In a National League style game, you have the 8th hitter in Carroll. Does not have a home run this year, but a good batting average, 293. Here's CC Sabathia. You really want to go get him here with 2 outs. Have the pitcher Padilla leading off the 3rd if you can. Be a big advantage.
2-1. Served into right field. Coming on, Nick Swisher. Still coming. He's going to have to play it on 1 hop. So a bloop single by Jamie Carroll. Number 8 hitters are so important in the National League. They don't have protection with the pitcher, but you want them to get on so the pitcher bats.
Yeah, Carroll, a valuable piece of this Dodgers offensively. He doesn't hit the ball very hard, but he hits it line to line. Picks up another base hit. See CC Sabathia disgusted. He did his part. He went right after the number 8 hitter. Didn't hit it very well, but picks up a base hit and keeps the inning alive. And more importantly, get the pitcher out of the way.
Here's Padilla, a 100 batting average, 15 runs batted in, and 230 at-bats in his career. John, you caught in the National League. Is there kind of the feeling, let's just throw fastballs at him? Do you take that chance?
Well, you know, there are definitely pitchers who come up there with reputations that they can hit, you know, so you want to be a little bit careful. Padilla is not one of those guys. You want to go right at him.
Count 2-0.
And usually that's, you want to go at him with fastballs away, and then if you get a chance to finish him off, you throw your slider to pick up a strikeout. But it's amazing how many pitchers don't throw their breaking ball because they want to get fastballs when they come up in their at bat. You know, I'd have National League pitchers say, oh, I don't want to show him my breaking ball because I want a fastball to hit when I come up. Well, it could turn out to cost you a run or two. CC having trouble throwing strikes.
So that's fascinating to me, John. So it's like a courtesy. If I throw him a curveball, he's going to throw me one?
That's right. It's almost like from the first at bat. How are we going to play this one if you're a pitcher? Are you going to throw me your best stuff, pick up a strikeout? If you do that, then when you come up to the plate, you're going to get my best stuff. There are a lot of times pitchers will throw you fastballs away.
There's a strike on the 3-0.
Feeling that a pitcher is not going to hit a home run. At worst, they might get a base hit the other way.
The game within the game. That's fascinating. (3-1). How about that? He walks Padilla. So he walks the number 9 batter and now has to deal with Rafael Furcal, a .299 hitter. That's a no-no for CC.
Yeah, really no excuses for that. You know, it's a lot easier said than done. You know you have to throw a strike. You know he's not much of a hitter. Need to get a little tight. You know, Padilla, I guess, did a good job faking some bunts, trying to distract CC Sabathia, but really no excuse to walk him.
So they give the jacket to the pitcher, which I've never understood. You can't have more beautiful weather than tonight. Furcal walked, stole a base, and scored on Manny Ramirez's single in the first inning. Big cut on the breaking ball, diving down and in, 0-1.
We'll see what CC's going to do. Change up the game plan a little bit. A slider down and in. We remember Furcal, his first at bat, got all fastballs away, ended up working a walk. Posada and Sabathia change it up. First pitch slider.
Furcal 6 for 20 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Shattered bat popped up, and right there is Cano. He hauls it in for the final out. So for Sabathia, no runs a hit, no errors, and he left 2 men on base. We have played 2, and CC Sabathia will lead off a 1-1 game in the third. Well, CC Sabathia is going to lead off for the Yankees. He has 3 career home runs, and we've picked out 2 of them to show you the kind of power he exhibits. This was against the Dodgers when he was with the Indians, here against Chan-Ho Park. That's not just a home run, John. That's a blast.
No, that's a legitimate bomb, and Chan-Ho's not going to be happy watching that. And then with the Brewers, another shot down the line. And you see how CC finished up there? I mean, he had a little style to that home run.
And that was against Homer Bailey. He went second deck at Miller Park. So here he leads off against Vicente Padilla. Now, does it work the way you said? He only threw fastballs to Padilla. Now, Padilla knows this guy's a tough pitcher. Is he going to go for that 55-mile-an-hour breaking ball?
Oh, he definitely might do that. But, you know, CC walks up there with a little bit of respect. You go over scouting reports and you mention those numbers, 266, 3 home runs. You have to treat him like an everyday player because he can swing the bat.
Swings it there and fouls it off.
He went right at him with a fastball.
Andy Pettit picked up a base hit in the game against the Diamondbacks earlier in the week. Oh, he threw in the slow breaking ball. 0-2.
Well, CC, the only hitter that has been able to pull the trigger on this. See a little leg kick from CC and a hesitation, swings a one in the dirt. Now waiting around, swinging the bat.
Pitch inside.
Look at everything about CC, the way he steps out. He looks like a hitter, you know. He looks very comfortable in the box. A lot of times you see a pitcher grab a bat, don't look comfortable. Nice tall stance, a little leg kick.
Very Ruthian.
That's a leg kick.
Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him upstairs. Well, let's see how he went after CC Sabathia with the pitch-by-pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kazashi.
Oh, Padilla does not mess around on the first pitch. Goes right at CC with a fastball. Foul ball. Must not have liked that swing, so he throws a slow curveball down. Then he tries to freeze him with a fastball inside. He misses, but he finishes him off with a high heater. Swings right underneath it.
And now he's waiting for Derek Jeter to step in. Jeter grounded out to second to lead off the game. We are in the third. Yankees and the Dodgers, 1-1. And a strike. Good fastball, 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, both pitchers showing a good live fastball tonight. It's hard not to, Michael. I mean, you come here to Dodger Stadium. The weather is beautiful this afternoon, nice and warm. Perfect night to pitch.
Comes inside in the count 1-1. Along with John Flaherty and Kimberly Jones, I'm Michael Kay, and you are watching Yankees baseball right here on the YES Network, a picture-perfect setting. Dodger Stadium, the Yankees and the Dodgers. It's a 1-1 game, and we are in the top of the third. Palm trees, the whole deal. Line drive, a base hit inside the right field line and down the right field line. Jeter will coast into second with a double.
Well, you wonder if Padilla maybe is going to this slow curveball a little bit too often because it's losing its surprise now. A little roller in the middle of the plate. Derek Jeter takes advantage. Second time through the lineup. A lot of the Yankee hitters have now seen that curveball. Derek took advantage of that, drilling into right field for a one-out double.
I thought Jeter had a great line during the pregame talk with the media. Obviously, he has affection for a lot of the ex-Yankees that are involved with the Dodgers, but he said, I don't care if my mother and father are in the dugout, I want to win. If they're in the other dugout, I want to win. And this is just a baseball game to me. And that's the way he's looking at it. I think that's the way everybody's looking at it.
Well, you go through all the pleasantries during batting practice. You say hello, good to see you. How's everything going? How's the wife and kids, the family, everything good? But once you get between those lines for the 3 hours, I mean, it's a competitive business. Trying to pick up as many hits and as many wins as you can on this trip.
Here's Granderson. Pitch outside, 1-0. Granderson struck out in the first inning. Now they're balked as Jeter will move to third. Padilla dropped the ball. And so a balk, and that's a big balk because now you can get in on a fly ball. He's on the rubber. He dropped the ball. There it is.
Well, it looked like he was standing behind the rubber and was actually making his step in front or on top. You see he's behind the rubber now, makes a step in front, and drops the ball. Second base umpire Chris Guccione all over it. Calls a balk. Derek Jeter gets a third base.
Dodgers bring the infield in. Count 2-0. That's a lot of respect for CC Sabathia. Bring the infield in the third inning. And the Dodgers have not been hitting that great of late.
No, they scored 10 runs last night, but offensively they have been slumping a little bit.
Their win last night against the Angels snapped a 6-game losing streak. The 2-0. Inside at 3-0. You wonder if a balk like that, John, can unnerve somebody.
Oh, it definitely can. I mean, you just give a free base. Derek going to third. Now everything changes. The infield is in. You're behind in the count on Curtis Granderson. Rick Honeycutt, pitching coach, looking on.
And the 3-0. Taking all the way, a strike. And Mark Teixeira is on deck.
Good hitters count for Curtis Granderson here, 3-1 with Mark Teixeira on deck, who's been swinging the bat a little bit better. We'll see if Padilla comes right at Granderson or shows him a little respect. Go with an off-speed pitch, 3-1.
High fly ball, shallow left, coming on Manny. He makes the catch. Jeter's going to draw the throw, but it wasn't deep enough to try to score. So Granderson does not get Jeter in.
Well, Padilla came right at Granderson. You can see Manny kicking it into another gear. Make the play. Good strong throw to the cutoff man. But not a good at bat from Curtis Granderson. Ahead in the count, 3-1. Hits a weak fly ball to left field.
So now the infield will back up for Mark Teixeira. They do not shift for Teixeira. Neither did the Diamondbacks. American League teams have 3 infielders on the right side. It's amazing that they could look at Teixeira so differently than the American League teams. The 1-0. 2-0. Alex Rodriguez is on deck. There's that slow breaking ball. He's throwing it so much that there's a chance he'll get hurt with it, because now it's not a surprise.
You're right. First time through the order, it was a big-time surprise. Get ahead for strikes. Derek Jeter got the slow curveball and took advantage of it. That one there just too low. It bounced. But you're right, Michael. Padilla is showing it so much right now, it's not going to be as effective. You give Mark Teixeira the green light here, 3-0?
I would. How about you?
I do. I think the same thing. I mean, he's been swinging the bat a little bit better. You know he'd like to do something against Padilla with their history.
Missed outside. So a walk to Teixeira, and that's going to bring up A-Rod, who doubled and scored in the second inning.
Third baseman number 13, Alex Rodriguez.
Seeing A-Rod a lot, taking the ball to right field, which is a good sign when it comes to his swing. Starting to come around. The numbers, the power numbers, obviously not where he wants them to be, but he does have 50 runs batted in.
He was aggressive his last at bat too, swinging at the first pitch and drilling it to right field. It's like Padilla is going to come inside first pitch.
There's a strike. Done a good job with runners in scoring position. 348, 5 homers and 43 ribbies.
It's no secret when teams face Alex Rodriguez, they want to make him aware of the inside part of the plate. If he has no fear of the inside half, he's going to wear you out going the other way. Padilla tried to go inside and missed middle. He's going to try to go back in again.
0-2.
2 pitches in a row. He tried to go inside and he threw it pretty much right down the middle. Had enough velocity to get it by Alex Rodriguez. See Martin setting up in. It ends up pretty much middle and up. One of those situations here, Michael, you've thrown 2 fastballs in a row. Sometimes pitchers feel like they have to throw an off-speed pitch, 0-2. You don't have to if you're Padilla. You prove to yourself you can throw it by Alex Rodriguez. We'll see if he stays with the fastball or goes off-speed.
First and third, 2 outs. The 0-2. He does go with the fastball. Wanted Alex to chase upstairs, but he held. 1-2.
Great pitch selection there. I mean, you miss with the fastball, but you accomplish something. You change Alex Rodriguez's eye level by throwing a fastball up in the zone. Now you have a lot of options on a 1-2 count.
Padilla. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a breaking ball. So Padilla works out of a jam. No runs a hit, no errors in. 2 men left on base. Alex swings through a curveball. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-1.
The 2009
Bottom of the third inning, it's 1-1. Yankees and the Dodgers, and obviously a Yankee icon is in the Dodger dugout, and that's their hitting coach, Don Mattingly. I had a chance to talk with him earlier today, and obviously there's a lot of speculation that he is the manager in waiting when Joe Torre leaves the Dodgers. And he said, it's never been told to me, but he certainly made it seem like there was an understanding. He didn't interview for the Nationals job because the Dodgers have treated him so well. And Kimberly Jones now joins us near the Yankee dugout. And Kim, I know you spoke to Donnie at length. Do you get the sense that he's the manager in waiting here?
I do, Michael. When I broached the subject, he just started to nod. So he knew exactly where I was headed. He said not only is he very comfortable with his situation right now with the Dodgers under Joe Torre, he is very comfortable with where the future is likely for him here. So I think that answered that question for sure. He also told me, I know where I came from. He said, but I'll tell you what, when I go back to New York, it always feels like home. And then he smiled. He has very warm feelings, not only about the city of New York, but about the Yankees as well.
You know, it's interesting because I asked him, has Joe Torre told you if this is his last year? And he laughed. He said, well, if he has, I certainly can't tell you. He said, but I would tell you this. I think he's leaning one way, and I really don't know which way it is, but he's leaning one way. But Donnie now is in a strange situation. This is the first time ever in his life, Kim, that he looks across the field and sees the New York Yankees. And he's also in the rare position of having to scout Yankee players that he knows very well.
That's right, Michael, and I talked to him just as the Dodgers hitters meeting ended shortly after 6 p.m. local time, and he said, for the first time in my life, I had to watch tape of Andy Pettitte and Mariano Rivera as Martin walked there, and he said, I've never had to watch tape of them before because I just always knew what they could do. He said, I still know what they could do, but I did scout them, and of course, I didn't ask him what he filled his hitters in on, but he knows those two guys pretty well.
Now, obviously, Don Mattingly, pinstripes in the veins, the whole deal. He used to look at Manny Ramirez on the Red Sox and probably hate him. Now Manny is under his tutelage. What does he think of Manny?
Yeah, he said when he first came over, I was just glad he was on my side for a change. He also said that Manny has been great. I said, is he receptive to coaching? He said he listens. He said he's great in that he will take in everything I say. He said, but like any great hitter, he has his ideas. He'll listen, and if he chooses to, he'll incorporate it. But Michael, I don't think Mattingly hits 1,000 on that. I think that once in a while Manny listens and incorporates, but all the time, Donnie says, he at least listens.
Now, Donnie's also pretty amazed at the core four. They've been around a long time, and he's been with them a long time.
Yeah, and that's the word he used, amazing. He said he marvels at their longevity. And John, you, Michael, all of us know if his back had allowed, Don Mattingly's longevity in this game would have been so much longer. But he said he looks at Jeter and Pettitte and Mariano and Jorge and says they won, and they won when they were younger, and then they went a long time, and then they won again. He said that's what impresses me most. It speaks to their character, and each of the four went over to Mattingly before the game. He and Andy might have had the longest conversation. I said, who had the funniest line? He said, Jeter pulled at my royal blue jersey and said, you don't look good in royal blue, Donnie.
Well, Kim, we will talk to you on the postgame. Good job. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Michael.
You know, it's interesting, John. I know that you spoke with Donnie for a while, and the sense that I got, I don't want to put words in your mouth, he's in a really happy place right now.
He is. He's very comfortable with the Dodger organization, and I think he's excited about a lot of these young hitters that he's working with. You know, they feel like they have a good thing going here, just looking for a little pitching help.
14 big league seasons for Donnie Baseball, all with the Yankees. He won the MVP in '85. For a period of 5 or 6 years, he was best player in baseball. Then his back gave out. 6-time All-Star, 9 Gold Gloves, and he made the playoffs his final year and had a great series, hit over 400 against Seattle, but he never made it to the World Series in those years. The next year, the Yankees ended up winning the World Series. You know, he also brought up this point to me, John, and I thought this was really smart of him. He said, it's strange not being with the Yankees, and as Kim said, when I go back to New York, I always feel like I'm coming home because that's home. That's always going to be home. He said, but I looked at the career of Yogi Berra, and he went to coach in other places. And he came back, and he was still a Yankee at heart. And he said, that's the way I am. I'm going to be a Yankee forever. Swing and a miss as Ethier down on strikes.
Take a look back at some Don Mattingly highlights, and plenty of those. Crouch stance, just explodes on the baseball.
Boy, was time different. Nobody in the seats.
The upper deck at the old stadium. I was lucky enough to work with him as a hitter under his tutelage as a hitting instructor for a few years. Again, you see that crouched over stance just exploding out of it. He had a leg kick at the end of his career, really gained some power back. He's a fun guy to work with every day, a fun guy to be around. And good to see him so happy out here in Los Angeles.
There's Manny Ramirez, and there's a strike. And of all the years I've been around sports, he's one of the favorite people I've ever covered. He's one of my favorite people that I've ever met. He's just a class act. He's the best.
You know, when you play against Don Mattingly as a player, and you're almost in awe, you know, and growing up in New York, you grew up in New York, I did as well. You know, he's just a legend. And then you get to know the man. He's just a real person. There's nothing phony about him.
I asked him the difference between L.A. and New York, and he gave a very interesting answer. He said, you know, it's a really nice place to live. He said, but you do sense the difference in how a team is received. He said, it's not as much pressure from the outside on the players. He said, in New York, you could win 2 MVPs, and the next year, okay, what do you got now? He said, here, okay, the Lakers are good, things like that. He said, I wish there was more urgency put upon the players. He said that you don't get that from the fans here. Little humpback line drive to second. There's one, and there's two. So Manny Ramirez bangs into a 4-6-3 double play. So CC Sabathia a little bit wild tonight. Not overly wild, but certainly walking more people than he wants. But at the end of 3 innings, he's in a tie ball game, 1-1. You're watching Yankees baseball on Yes.
Back for the top of the 4th, and it is time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Vince Scully broadcast Don Larsen's perfect game in the 1956 World Series. Which 2 other perfect games did he broadcast? We'll have that answer for you in the bottom of the inning.
Now, John, I had the opportunity today to interview Vince Scully twice. Once on my radio show and once on our BP show. And I'd read a story about him that when he did the Don Larsen perfect game in the World Series in 56, he did the second half of the game. Mel Allen did the first. And I said, I've always wondered because, I mean, we all look up to this guy. This is the gold standard. I mean, we all aspire to even be close. The fact that he's across the wall from me, I can't even believe it. That's how much in awe of him I am. I said, did you mention that Don Larsen was pitching a perfect game? He goes, I was young and I was impressionable, and Mel Allen didn't mention it. He kept saying 27, you know, only 8 more. He never said perfect game. He said, so I followed suit. He said, but the perfect games that I did after that, and every no-hitter, and Robinson Cano gets plunked by Padilla, and every single no-hitter after that, I said, he's pitching a perfect game. He's pitching a no-hitter. He said, we have a job as reporters. We have to tell people we don't jinx people. There's no such thing. So I think it's incumbent upon an announcer to say it's a perfect game.
Number 20.
Like that answer, but I also like the fact that you, Michael Kay, got Vince Scully for 2 interviews during one day. And that's impressive to me. Not just one, but 2.
I got to tell you, it's impressive to me, too.
Now, there has to be some sort of a connection, the Fordham connection.
The Fordham connection, absolutely. I mean, everybody at Fordham looks at him as the patron saint. I mean, we all want to be Vince Scully. He started this whole thing with the Fordham guys going into broadcasting.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's always a big deal, and we've talked about this when Bob Shepard at Yankee Stadium would announce your name as a visiting player or eventually, lucky enough to be a Yankee player. Being announced by Vince Scully was a big deal, too. And I was with the San Diego Padres, and you'd always get a hitting tape after the year,
right,
you know, when you got some hits. And my first hit here at the Dodger Stadium, Vince Scully says, and you'll love this one, John Flaherty from George Washington University in our nation's capital drills one to left field. Lead-off base hit. You never forget that.
That one is drilled to center field. But Matt Kemp is right there as Cano will head back to first. It's just amazing, John. He started his career in 1950. He graduated from Fordham in 1949. And he's been the Dodger announcer. This is his 61st season. And he had a great line about that. He goes, it's just longevity. He said, a lot of people don't live 61 years. He said, the fact that I've had one job, he said, it's pretty special. He's undecided whether this is going to be his last season. And won the Fort Frick Award in '82. That puts you in the Baseball Hall of Fame broadcast wing. He's done it all. 3 perfect games, 19 no-hitters. That's right. Circle that, John. Circle it. Now that all the games are on the package on cable that you could buy, Major League Extra innings, you feel like you're stealing when you listen to Vince Scully, like when you get home from a Yankee game.
I was lucky enough last night, flew in and was able to watch the last 2 innings of the Dodgers-Angel game and listen to Vince Scully. And how about this? Does the game by himself.
Yes. Could you please leave the booth, John?
I know there are plenty of times you want to kick me out.
The 0-1. Oh, there's that breaking ball for a strike.
Looks like he's dropping some of the velocity down too. This was the biggest one of the night. Big 12-6. Again, Nick Swisher gets that front foot down, and then you just lock up. You can't pull the trigger. Got to be frustrating as a hitter.
Nick with a fly ball to right. That was in the second. And the 0-2 outside, 1-2. The 1-2. Snap throw to first base, not in time, and Nick Swisher is punched out. And he can't believe it, as Phil Cuzzy says, strike three.
Nick Swisher not happy with the call. We get the benefit of another look. Looked like it just caught that inside corner. Martin comes up with a snap throw to first base, trying to pick off Robinson Cano. Robinson gets back safely.
How about this stat, John? You'll appreciate it. Russell Martin leads all major league catchers with 4 catching pickoffs. So you got to have a good arm. You got to have a quick release. You got to get people sleeping.
Well, one thing they say he's doing better this year is throwing base runners out. Obviously proud of his arm, showing it off.
He also is amongst the league leaders in a category you don't want, 5 pass balls.
I guess you have to be fair with Martin. I mean, he really burst on the scene a few years ago, and you look at his numbers offensively, they've gone backwards the last couple of years. He really has some room for improvement, especially offensively.
Oh, 0-1. Cano plunked by a pitch. He's at first with 2 outs. Count 0-2 to Gardner. So Padilla works very slowly, deliberately. Makes the most of every pitch. The 0-2. Swung on and foul tipped. And Gardner down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-1, Yankees, Dodgers.
This car insurance.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Los Angeles, California. Let's take a look at the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz answer. The question was, Vin Scully broadcast Don Larsen's perfect game in the '56 World Series. Which 2 other people, or 2 other perfect games, did he broadcast? And the answer is Sandy Koufax against the Cubs and El Presidente, Dennis Martinez, against the Dodgers in '91. Matt Kemp swings and misses. Kemp struck out in the 1st inning.
We were talking about Don Mattingly before, hitting instructor with the Dodgers, and lucky enough to get behind the cage today and talk to him about some of his young hitters. Talked about Matt Kemp, how talented he is and what kind of a player he can be. Going through a little tough time now, 259. Does have 12 home runs.
That one is chopped to third. Nice hop for Alex Rodriguez. And there's one away.
He said the potential for this guy is through the ceiling. 34 stolen bases last year, runs good for a big guy. And Kim Jones told us in the pregame, stolen 10 bases this year, but has been thrown out 10 times. Unusual for him.
Here's James Loney, and I asked Don Mattingly about James Loney. He said, I have 2 words to describe James Loney, and you'll pretty much know what I'm talking about. I said, what's that? He said, Bernie Williams. He said the same demeanor, incredible talent. He said, doesn't really stress over things. He said, I love coaching him. Fouled away.
Take it one step further. He told me he will be a good major league player for a long time. He said, John, just one of those guys that works at it. Like you said, his demeanor is perfect for it, wants to be great. See
That's what he's done the last 3 years.
We love the 90 RBIs. Maybe the power number's not what you would expect from a first baseman, but a run producer.
Soft ground ball to second. Cano is there for the second out.
Third baseman number 23.
CC Sabathia would love a nice quick inning here. Got Kemp to ground out, Loney to ground out. Love to have a quick 1-2-3 inning, keep that pitch count down.
And also he knows he's leading off, so he can't wait.
Once again in the batter's box, swing the bat, get a little redemption against Padilla, who struck him out his first at bat.
Here's Casey Blake. Pitch outside.
And Michael, Casey Blake reminds me, and he's not as talented, I don't think, but of a guy like Scott Brocious. He puts like Casey Blake in a lineup like the Yankees, a real good, powerful lineup, hit him down in the bottom. Going to be a productive player for you. A nice piece on any winning team. So I think Scott had some more physical abilities. Casey Blake could give you a good at bat in an RBI situation.
Scott was a perfect guy at the bottom of that Yankee lineup during those title years. Didn't have to do too much. Drove in a lot of runs from down there.
You know what, catching against that lineup, Michael, you'd get to Scott Brocious, you took a little mental vacation, and you knew what he could do, but it was only natural. It was human instinct. When you go through the middle of the lineup and you get to a guy like Brocious, you almost give in a little bit mentally, and he took advantage and had some big years. Casey Blake and CC Sabathia had to be teammates in Cleveland.
And the 2-2. Grounded to short. Jeter gets a nice hop. And CC does get that 1-2-3 inning. He uses a third baseman, second baseman, and the shortstop. We go to the fifth. CC leads off. Nice, Bob. John, where's the pitch count? 149.
I was watching the end of that game, and manager A.J. Hinch, you could tell he's standing there like, I'm supposed to take this guy out, but he couldn't. You know, and it paid off. We'll see how he bounces back his next outing, 149 pitches.
And there's that breaking ball, and Sabathia grounds it to first, and Loney steps on the bag. Well, CC is 0 for 2 so far tonight, and that gives us a chance to look at tonight's Toyota text poll results. The question was, were you looking forward to watching CC Sabathia bat tonight? You've been texting us at 58772. Here's how you voted. I'd like to meet the 31%. Why wouldn't you want to see it? So 69% have watched him go 0 for 2. I guess the 31% want DH. They'd rather see a DH hit. Back to the top of the lineup now, and Derek Jeter. Jeter's 1 for 2. There's a strike. Knowing the psyche of pitchers, John, is Sabathia upset the way Padilla's pitching him? Or is he looking at it as a sign of respect?
No, I definitely think it's a sign of respect. I mean, the first at bat, he came at him with some fastballs, a curveball, and then finished them off with a fastball. So I think you have to respect that. Came right at me and beat me. And you know what? He's been dropping that first pitch curveball in there for a strike, and CC Sabathia, who took a pass at it, hit a ground ball. I do think the Dodgers actually are in pretty good shape tonight with scouting reports, obviously with Joe Torre, Don Mattingly, Larry Boa. A lot of the coaching staff knows these Yankee hitters, how to pitch them, how to defend them. I always feel like felt like in these interleague games, it was a big deal with the scouting reports because that first game of a series, you don't really know a lot of the hitters. And you kind of have that feeling out process through the course of a ball game. The Dodgers might have a little advantage tonight.
Pitch outside, 2-2. Top of the fifth, it's 1-1. And the count is full at 3-2. Granderson is on deck. High fly ball, right field. Ethier hardly had to move for the second out. Time for this moment in Yankees history, brought to you by Johnny Walker. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. Back in 1934, Lou Gehrig becomes the fourth Yankee to hit for the cycle in an 11-2 win over the White Sox. And who's the most recent Yankee to hit for the cycle? Melky Cabrera. There's that slow breaking ball for a strike.
Start shaking your head a little bit now when you see the Yankees taking that first pitch curveball. Looks a lot easier to take a big swing at it up here than it is down there in the batter's box.
Driven deep to right field, but foul. Granderson is struck out and flied out to left. Foul back.
Well, Wednesday night, Curtis Granderson got a changeup up in the zone. Nice extension. Turned out to be a big home run for the Yankees, giving them the lead that Mariano Rivera held on to. Yankees had to work in that series, huh, Michael?
Yes, especially that last game. That one is driven out to center field and deep. Matt Kemp drifts back, and he'll make the play for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Padilla has retired 6 Yankees in a row. We're halfway through. It's 1-1.
Bottom of the fifth here at Dodger Stadium, locked in a good pitcher's duel. CC Sabathia going to face 8-9-1. Jamie Carroll, Vicente Padilla, and Rafael Furcal. First pitch fastball misses. See Padilla in the dugout between innings grabbing his stomach. Has thrown the ball well tonight. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. But he is on deck and looks like he's going to be all right as Carroll takes a fastball for a strike.
So the count 1-1 on Carroll, who singled to right field. That was in the second. Looped into left field, and Gardner will make the play. So 1 out. Hey, how about Sabathia in June? He's 4-0 since June 1st, and In the last 2 years, for some reason, John, he starts his engine in the middle of June. So June 15th, in the last 2 years, he's 29-6. Now, who knows why that is? He said he starts to, round into what he wants to do. I'm not sure what it is, but it seems that that's the line of demarcation for him.
Yeah, you get a certain amount of innings under your belt. You start to feel comfortable, get in a good rhythm.
And Padilla gets hit. He looks out there. Maybe he got hit because Robinson Cano got hit. And Jorge Posada walking alongside Padilla. And CeCe staring right at him. So Padilla gets plunked. Now it might get interesting.
Well, you talked about it, the difference between the National League and the American League. Padilla has to hit in this league. Don't know the exact reason. Robinson Cano was hit by a pitch. See Posada setting up inside. It's a fastball. It's down. If there was intent to hit somebody, that is where you want the pitch to end up, down in the zone. You see Padilla looking out. CeCe Sabathia not backing off at all. One of the nice things about National League Baseball, the pitcher has to grab a bat and go up to the plate.
So that just added a little intrigue to the proceedings. Like it got him in the calf. Now, if you had a guess, John, and it's just a guess, we're not in their mind. Was it because of Cano? Was it because of throwing him a breaking ball? Or did it just get away from him?
Well, a lot of times you can tell the reaction of a pitcher when a pitch gets away from you. You look disgusted. CeCe Sabathia did not look disgusted at all to me. When Padilla hit Robinson Cano, it looked like there was a little frustration on his part.
Right back to Sabathia to start a 1-6-3 double play. So he hits Padilla and doesn't give up a run. Now looking back at Padilla, and CeCe's not backing down at all as we go to the 6th. 1-1. And enter to win a VIP All-Star Experience, compliments of Scott's. Well, the game had a little more tension added to it in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now Padilla, who's been plunked by Sabathia, is going to face Teixeira, who he hit twice in one game. So it's going to be interesting to see if this game now turns completely on its ear. But just by the way CeCe looked at Padilla at the end of the inning, you could tell that he probably did that on purpose.
Well, and I think you take it back when he hit him. He originally stood at the front of the mound looking at Padilla saying, okay, you want to say something or do something, let's go. And then you're right, as the inning ended, he turned around and looked at him. And then sure enough, here comes Mark Teixeira, who these two guys have a lot of history. You mentioned a couple of times he hit him. Obviously, in a 1-1 ball game in the 6th with your leadoff hitter, you wouldn't want to intentionally send a message by drilling him. See what happens.
It's so hard to decipher because nobody could ever really tell intent other than the person who threw the ball. Was Cano hit on purpose? Who knows? But some pitchers, when they're on the team of the guy that got hit, they don't care if it's on purpose. You just hit one of their stars, the leading hitter in the major leagues, and they're going to retaliate.
Protecting teammates.
Popped up for Cal. Makes the play. 7 in a row for Padilla.
You know, Michael, we talked early on, though, Padilla has a reputation as being a headhunter in the past. And the way CeCe Sabathia did it, if he did it on purpose, was perfect. You throw a fastball down low, underneath the hip. I think it hit him in the calf, like you mentioned. You know, that goes a long way in a clubhouse. A lot of respect for protecting your teammates as long as you do it the right way.
Now it's Padilla against A-Rod. That one's driven deep to left field. Going back, Ramirez looking up. See ya! A long home run for Alex Rodriguez. His 10th of the year. And it gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead. Home run number 593 in his career, and it puts the Yankees up by 1.
Alex Rodriguez went to school on his last at-bat. Padilla pounded him inside and finished him with a slider on the inner half. As we see this replay of Alex Rodriguez, he cheats. Watch his front hip open up a little bit, and he cheats for a fastball inside. He gets it, makes solid contact, and he knows it's gone. Home run number 10 gives the Yankees a lead.
And there's that slow breaking ball to Cano.
He got pitched inside the at-bat before, and then he looked, hunted a fastball in there, and he got it. Made Padilla pay.
Another slow breaking ball. How about that? 2 in a row. And the count 2-0.
That's a hitter going to school right there, paying attention to how a pitcher is trying to get him out. You wouldn't say he's guessing for a pitch. It's you're looking for a spot, and if you get it, you're going to put a quality swing on it.
Line drive, a base hit to left field for Cano. Now has a 4-game hitting streak.
Saw a couple of slow curveballs that kind of got him on his heels a little bit. He was able to take the fastball the other way. Nice piece of hitting. Ahead in the count 2-0, right down the middle. But after seeing a couple of 55-mile-an-hour curveballs, he's a little late. Just drills it the other way. It looks so pretty when the lefty goes the other way like that, Mike.
It's so weird, John, because we always say a nice piece of hitting. We never say that if he pulls the ball, that could be a nice piece of hitting as well. But you always say nice piece of hitting the other way.
When you hit a ball the other way on a line like that, everything's got to be perfect. You know, your hand's got to be back. You got to keep your knob inside, drive it the other way. Could be a little early and still pull a line drive. You have to be right on time to hit it the other way.
Grounded foul. I don't know what's going on with Posada.
Fouled the ball off his foot, I think.
He's kind of pulling away from Donahue as if he doesn't want any part of it.
Well, you fear about that broken bone underneath his foot. We'll take another look. Right underneath that guard. Very similar to that previous injury that he had had.
Did he foul it off again?
He didn't react like he did, but that's the first thing I thought. Padilla throwing him a couple of sinkers. Jorge rolling right over the top. Getting another look. Got a piece of that front foot, but not as much as the previous foul ball.
The way the ball looked to Alex Rodriguez. The 1-2 upstairs. And the 2-2. Outside 3-2.
5 fastballs in a row to Jorge Posada. See if Joe Girardi has Robinson Cano on the fly here. A 3-2 count with 1 out.
Runner goes. 3-2. Is driven out to right center field and deep. Giving chase is Kemp on the run, on the track. He makes the play. As Cano hustles back to first. Kemp went a long way and hauled it in, taking away an extra base hit.
And Matt Kemp won the Gold Glove in the National League last year. As you said, Michael, he covers a lot of ground, cruising over to right center field, up against the wall, makes the play. Perfect timing here, knowing he's at the warning track, has a few steps left, crashes into the wall, makes the play. Robinson Cano does a nice job hanging out around second base. Once you see the play is made, you retreat back to first, make it back easily.
So 2 down, that's going to bring up Nick Swisher. Nick has flied out to right and then struck out looking. Cano leads off first. Yankees lead 2-1. Fouled away. Dodger Stadium opened in 1962, and the amazing thing, you don't think of it as an old ballpark, but now that the old Yankee Stadium's gone, and Shea Stadium, but Shea Stadium opened in 64, but the old Yankee Stadium's gone, do you realize that Dodger Stadium is the 3rd oldest ballpark in baseball behind Fenway and Wrigley? So this is one of the ancient parks, and it's held up very well over the years. 48 years old. The Dodgers actually played at the Los Angeles Coliseum after moving from Brooklyn. The first game was on April 10th, and the Reds defeated the Dodgers. They've hosted 8 World Series here. They've won 4 championships. And in 1984, when the Olympics were in LA, they hosted the baseball competition. Fenway opened in 1912, Wrigley in 1914, and Dodger Stadium in 1962. And this, when they opened it, it was a jewel. It was state of the art. And the old saying is that Walter O'Malley wanted to build this ballpark in Brooklyn, but wasn't allowed. That's why he decided to move to LA. Outside, and as it's been told to me, where he wanted to build it was where the Nets are building the new Barclays Center, right at that spot. But Robert Moses, the city planner of New York, really has so much to do with the way New York is shaped, didn't want that done and wanted them to build the stadium in Queens, and the Dodgers didn't want to go to Queens. And so they moved slightly farther away to LA. That had to be so heartbreaking for the people of Brooklyn. I mean, they loved that team. That team was their identity, and they just up and left after 1957. Just amazing. There are still older gentlemen and older ladies in Brooklyn that still haven't been over it yet. That's how deep a wound it left. The 1-2. Grounded to first. Loney steps on the bag, and that'll do it. But the Yankees take the lead. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors on 1 left. They got the lead on 1 swing. Alex Rodriguez gets fastball, crushed it deep into the seats and left. Yankees lead 2-1 over the Dodgers.
DeAngelis.
All news, all the time.
Great win for the Yankees last night.
Exclusive AccuWeather forecast.
President Obama heads to the Hill tonight.
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Russell Martin will lead off against C.C. Sabathia. Pitch is low. Yankees lead 2-1 on Alex Rodriguez's home run. And for Alex Rodriguez, he comes into this game with a little motivation. Not to make that much of it. And who knows what lurks in somebody's soul. But over the last couple of days, Alex Rodriguez wanted no part of waxing poetically about Joe Torre. Obviously, he was not treated nicely in the Torre book, the Yankee years. And I guess Alex doesn't forget that he batted him 8th in the series against the Tigers. And Alex was one of the guys before the game. There was no handshake. Obviously, all the core 4 went up to Joe Torre, but Alex didn't. And Alex has been a big part of this game. He scored 1 run, or he scored 2. He scored both runs. He doubled, and then he hit the home run. So who knows if that's motivation, but that's certainly something that will be explored, and you'll read about it in the newspaper tomorrow. And Joe said yesterday, I really have no problem with Alex. I'm surprised that he feels the way he does. But it was amazing how you watched before the game, and everybody in the media is studying who says hello, who doesn't say hello, and there wasn't any interaction between Joe and Alex Rodriguez. The 1-2. Grounded to short. Derek Jeter's there. And there's one away.
Right fielder number 16, Andre Ethier.
Obviously, Joe Torre spent 12 years with the New York Yankees and made the playoffs every single year. When he was hired, the Daily News had a headline, Clueless Joe, and he won a championship that first year, and then 3 straight from 98 through 2000, and all of his success seemed to be front-loaded. They made the playoffs every year, but there were certainly disappointments toward the end, and he's in a happy place now. He seems like he loves it here, and the Yankees obviously won a world championship behind Joe Girardi. And so life moves on, and baseball moves on, and some of the machinations of give and take and here and there, it's a soap opera, everything is, and that's where we stand right now. 2-1 game, Yankees over the Dodgers. And the pitch outside. Manny Ramirez is on deck. Andre Ethier is 0 for 2.
CC Sabathia is showing a little bit of emotion tonight. He's walked 3 batters, has not been 100% thrilled with his location. But the Dodgers only a couple of hits.
And there's a strike. Tell me something about Andre Ethier, John, and we'll look at it in the Home Depot hitter scouting report.
Well, this kid is the real deal. 31 home runs, 106 RBIs last year. And he has good numbers this year, but they could be better. He had a broken pinky and missed a couple of weeks and has been struggling since then. But they compare him to a little young Paul O'Neill. And that's a tremendous compliment, but they say he's very intense in the dugout. Takes his at-bats very seriously. If they don't go well, he gets a little angry. Reminds me of somebody we work with.
Yeah, Leiter is like that. The 3-1, fouled away. Boy, this place is just jammed. And the Yankees saw crowds of over 45,000 for all 3 games in Arizona. Now, I told you the Dodgers draw very well, but there's not a seat to be had tonight.
It's also a crowd that's into it. I mean, even during batting practice, they were excited. A lot of buzz around the cage.
3-2, fouled away.
Well, CeCe had a good fastball tonight, 96 miles an hour right there to Ethier. Had good life this whole ball game.
And the 3-2. Grounded foul.
Again, talking to Don Mattingly today about Ethier, he said he was really rolling when he broke that pinky, and he hasn't been 100% back on track, and the numbers bear that out. But a very dangerous hitter for CC Sabathia. Good battle here, 3-2 count. You make a mistake, it could be a tie ball game.
Swing and a miss, got him. Wow, he jacked it up to 96 miles an hour. Well, this is Hollywood and Robert Wall. So there's a lot of stars in the ballpark. Hey, there's Pau Gasol. Could have been the MVP of the finals. Had a big 7th game against the Celtics. Jay Seymour in the crowd. And Larry King. How about this, John? Larry King, after Kim Jones did the report, she was walking by and he said, "Hello, Kimberly." He really did. I'm not making that up. And she said, "Hi, Larry." So Larry's obviously watching the Yes Network. The man they call Man Ram at the plate. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit.
At this point, with 2 outs, Manny Ramirez has big numbers against CC Sabathia and 4 home runs in his career. You almost take this. Take your base hit up the middle. No harm, no foul with 2 outs. You go to work on Matt Kemp. But obviously, Manny with that track record, a lot of production in his career. You'll take that. Base hit with 2 outs, move on.
Here's Kemp. Kemp 0 for 2. And there's a strike.
Haven't seen a lot of changeups from CC tonight. It's been that good power fastball and the slider. See maybe if he breaks that changeup later on in the ball game when he needs it. See the numbers the last 3 years for Matt Kemp. Big year last year, 26 and 101, and I mentioned before he won the Gold Glove. Looking to get back to form right now. The batting average down to 259.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, foul tip, and held on to by Posada. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Let's go to the 7th. Good game. Yankees 2 and the Dodgers 1.
Join the
Dodgers series continues, and Yes has post-game coverage of both games. The games are on national TV, Fox tomorrow, ESPN on Sunday. We have post-game coverage. After the final outs, turn to Yes for Yankees Extra Innings, our interactive post-game show where the Yes team answers your emails and tweets for complete Yankees-Dodgers analysis this weekend. Turn to Yes. Just do it. We go to the 7th. It's 2-1 Yankees. Gardner, Sabathia, and Derek Jeter. All right, let's predict here. On the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, it's 2-1. Anything happen with CC at the plate?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You think so?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's obviously a 1-run ball game. It's going to be tough, but I think there'll be a little message sent.
It all depends on whether Gardner gets on, I think. If it's 1 out, nobody on, maybe.
There's a lot to do with it. Padilla's done a great job with the lefties tonight. They're 2 for 17, only 2 singles. Sabathia left-hander, Gardner.
Gardner's had struggles against Padilla. The 2 strikeouts, both foul tipped on the 3rd strike.
You know, Padilla's coming right at Brett Gardner, too. Not really playing in any games, just a power fastball and beating him with it. Brett Gardner just got away with run 1 right there. We'll take another look. 83 miles an hour, looked like a little cutter on the inner half. Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, does not ring him up. Look at a pretty good pitch.
Punched out the other way. Doesn't punch him out there either in the count 3-2.
Padilla's next pitch will be number 100. His last outing against the Red Sox, only 89 pitches. The most he has thrown this year, 103.
Grounded up the middle. Diving grab by Carroll. Fires to first. Oh, what a play by Jamie Carroll. And Brett Gardner thinks that he was safe. He is arguing with the first base up, Jerry Crawford. Separated by Mick Kelleher, and here comes Joe Girardi. We'll take a look. What a play by Carroll, though.
Well, Jamie Carroll going to his right and laying out. Once he had to lay out, I thought he had no chance, but a good strong throw.
Wow.
Bang, bang play. Jerry Crawford gives the second baseman Carroll the call. Gets up to his feet quickly and a good strong throw. Nice stretch by Loney.
First pitch to Sabathia, breaking ball low. And the count 1-0. And there's a strike. Here's a look at the Coors Light freeze cam. Can't really tell.
It looks like Padilla's playing it straight up. Curveball, fastball for a strike.
And the count 1-2.
If CC Sabathia did hit Padilla, you give him a little bit of credit because he knew he had to step up to the plate and there could be retaliation. It doesn't look like Padilla is going to go that way here in a one-run game.
And the count 2-2. That's why the National League game is different. If you want to have little shootouts, you're the one who's going to have to take it. Grounded, foul outside of third. In the fourth inning, Padilla hits Cano right in the backside. And in the fifth inning, Sabathia hits Padilla in the calf. And Padilla looks out there, and Sabathia is not backing down. Staring right at him.
Phil Cuzzy giving warnings there.
Strike three. Sabathia down looking.
Shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Oh, by issuing the warning, as you just saw, John, he takes a bullet out of the chamber of Padilla. Anything comes close, you're going to get thrown out.
The warning's not very deliberate by Cuzzy. We were actually paying attention to Padilla looking out at the mound, Sabathia looking in at Padilla.
Yeah, that's the first indication I had that there was a warning. And he pointed at Sabathia, then pointed to the Yankee dugout. I didn't see him point to the Dodgers, but it would indicate that he did issue the warning, which means that if another person is hit, the manager gets thrown out and the pitcher who threw the ball. Line drive, base hit to right field. So Jeter is 2 for 4.
Center fielder, number 14, Curtis Granderson.
Derek Jeter had a double on a curveball, hit it the other way. Here gets a fastball right down the middle. Nice piece of hitting for a right-hander going the other way.
Padilla's due up 4th next inning. So Torrey would like to get him through this inning. And then just pinch hit for him in the bottom of the 7th. Granderson 0 for 3 against Padilla. Struck out fly to left and fly to center. Granderson, 7 home runs, his 7th home run, the eventual game winner against Arizona on Wednesday. Keeping Jeter close. And a strike. Justin Miller, the right-hander. George Sherrill, the left-hander. They got a heck of a basketball player warming up there. Sherrill Miller in the bullpen.
See what you did.
Two-one Yankees lead. We're in the top of the 7th. Yankees have doubled the Dodgers and hit 6-3 inning runs. 2-1. Lofted to shallow center. Kemp on. He makes the play. Covers a lot of ground out there. No runs a hit, no errors. 1 man left at the end of 6.5. Their 7th inning stretch here at Dodger Stadium. 2-1 Yanks.
Head to Metro PCS for hot deals on new cell phones.
And put less moolah where your mouth is.
Get the Samsung Freeform for only $39 after mail-in rebate. Now with Metro PCS. Wireless for all.
Need baseball answers and not a bunch of links? Call in a pinch hitter. Text your baseball questions to 542-542 and get a fast expert answer. And look for the KGB trivia question coming up in the postgame. For answers, not links, text your questions to 542-542.
When people say, Mike, why Ford? Why now? You know what I tell them? Innovation. Seems like they agree.
But I like the fancy stuff.
The Ford Fusion is like a smartphone on wheels. You have your navigation system, Sirius satellite radio.
With 100% commercial-free music, plus the best in sports, news, talk, and entertainment, everything worth listening to is on Sirius. Sounds good. Lease a new Ford Fusion for $189 a month and enjoy a 24-month subscription to Sirius at no extra charge.
Much, Bob. Back here in the bottom of the 7th, Vicente Padilla did a nice job. 7 quality innings, 2 runs. Looks like his evening might be done.
He did a good job, that's for sure. Both pitchers have done very well. The starters holding down both offenses on the Verizon Wireless scoreboard. 2-1 Yankees lead. Sabathia entering his 7th inning of work. Let's take a look at the in-game box score brought to you by McDonald's, and this is the Dodgers in-game box score. There's only 3 hits in here. Now, Manny Ramirez has 2 of them, and he drove in the only run. That run came in the 1st inning. For Cal scored it on the walk, so you've got 3 walks and a hit batter, and that's the offense against Sabathia. And I thought that, you pointed out something significant about tonight, John, is that CC has such a good fastball. He's not going to that changeup at all. The changeup has been a big part of his game since joining the Yankees. We haven't seen it that much.
No, I think CC and Jorge Posada recognized early on that fastball had a little bit of extra life to it. You mentioned 96 miles an hour a few times. So you see what you have on a given night and you ride it out. I like the fact that CC Sabathia has shown some emotion on some of the walks, a little frustrated with himself.
Let's check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Fios TV, Internet, and Phone. This is Beyond Cable. This is Fios. A.J. Burnett's trying to snap out of his doldrums. 6-6, 4.83 against Hiroki Kuroda. 6-5 with a good ERA, 3.06. But that's tomorrow, still in the heart of the game right here. Bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be James Loney, Casey Blake, and Jamie Carroll. And then if anybody reaches, a pinch hitter for Vicente Padilla. Loney's 0 for 2. against Sabathia. Now he steps out, something in his eye. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Loney bailing just a bit. Missed outside. Count 1-0.
Loney 0 for 2 tonight against CC Sabathia, but he hangs in there against lefties. Good slider there. He hit 274 against lefties last year, so he'll give you a quality at bat.
Belisario now up for the Dodgers. The 1-1. Grounded to second. Cano will gobble it up for the first out.
Dodgers third baseman, number 23, Casey Blake.
You watch CC, Michael, and just got to look in his eyes right there. Looks like he's feeling it a little bit. You know, I mentioned showing some emotion, not happy with the walks. But it looks like he's locked into this competition tonight, a one-run ball game. Got a competitive look in his eye.
You know what's strange too, John? It shows how we grade people on curves. We've been talking about what a great first half Phil Hughes had, and he certainly has. He's 10-1. He was supposed to start tonight, but they skipped over him as they're trying to limit his innings. Andy Pettit's been great. But everybody looks at CeCe, well, he's a bit okay. Well, he's 8-3 with a 3.68 ERA coming in. But we hold him in such high esteem. We expect greatness all the time.
We do, and I know I do. You watch him pitch, you know, the first half of the year, and you're kind of like, well, when's he going to get on that really good run? Well, he's been solid, but just not what we expect from CC. His last outing against the Mets, and tonight, been fantastic.
Hot shot up the middle. CC just missed that line drive up the middle. A base hit for Blake.
Talked about CC not using that changeup a lot tonight. It looked like Blake got a changeup and took it right back up the middle. The problem is for CC, it was 88 miles an hour, so it's pretty much a average fastball, and he takes advantage, slaps it right back up the middle.
.90 pitches for Sabathia. Carroll, one of the 4 hits against CC. Second inning bloop, single to right, then he flied out to left.
Well, this is perfect for Jamie Carroll's game right here. This big hole between first and second. Loves to slap the ball the other way. Situational type hitter.
There's that changeup, and the count 1-0. His changeup is other people's fastball. And Jamie Moyer's dream fastball.
Well, he's got such a good fastball tonight in the middle 90s that his changeup is a little bit hard. I'd mentioned that Blake got an 88-mile-an-hour change. It's a good trip to the mound right here for Jorge Posada.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Tony Pena going over scouting reports with Joe Girardi and Mike Harkey. Classic hit and run count here, 2-0.
Chopped it to Sherrill. He goes to second one. That's all they'll get. Well, come home to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. On Tuesday, June 29th, the Yankees take on the Mariners, and it's chip clip night. The first 18,000 fans in attendance will receive a Yankees chip clip courtesy of Holy Guacamole. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Mike Harkey comes out and talks with Sabathia as they go over what they will do with Ronnie Belliard. He's going to pinch hit for the pitcher, Vicente Padilla.
It looks like CC knows all about him. He was dictating that meeting right there, telling Jorge Posada and Mike Harkey what he wants to do with Belliard. And a good trip by Mike Harkey. You do not go over the hitters on the bench during your scouting report. Usually just go over the lineup that you are going to face. Nice job by Mike going out there, making sure everybody's on the same page with 2 outs and a pinch hitter.
Belliard did such a good job last year that he displaced Orlando Hudson at second base, and they even played him at second during the playoffs. And then Hudson became a free agent and left and ended up signing with the Twins for 1 year.
He's one of those guys that can really swing the bat, and he gets hot offensively. You can ride him a little bit, has some power for an infielder. Great pitch there, a changeup to a guy who loves that first pitch fastball. The best changeup of the night for CC Sabathia. Check out the location. More importantly, he dropped it down to 85 miles an hour, so it's effective. Good pitch.
The 0-1. Shattered bat. Soft ground ball to Jeter. He'll get the out at first, and that'll do it. So 7 innings of 1-run ball for CC Sabathia. No runs hit, 1 man left in the 7th. We go to the 8th, 2-1 Yanks.
Okay, who likes slots? Who likes racing? Who likes live entertainment? Who likes winning? Who likes driving 2 hours out of their way? The last one was a trick question.
Can't judge a book by looking at the cover.
The challenge makes you stronger.
Every day, every moment.
You want my belt? Come and get it.
So, you want to be a fighter? This is how.
Rated T for teen.
Ever wonder if a picture could feel more like the real thing? We did. This changes the game. The Samsung 3D LED TV. Live sports in cutting-edge clarity. Colors as intense as the game itself. And 3D that brings it all home. That's the wonder of Samsung.
Our clients worked hard all their lives and developed mesothelioma and lung cancer because companies failed to warn about asbestos.
Levy Phillips and Koningsberg were great attorneys. The attorney that was with us from the beginning of the case stayed with us to the end of the case.
We care about...
Rethink possible. Padilla gave them 7 innings. And now they go to Ronald Belisario.
See the numbers, 26 hits and 28 in the 3rd innings and 13 walks. So he will give you some free passes if you are patient. Face Mark Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, and Robinson Cano.
Three, 4, and 5 in the Yankee order against the Dodger right-hander. Yankees would like to build on this lead, give CC a little breathing room in the 8th, and then Mariano a little breathing room in the 9th. Now there's no room or margin for error. And a strike.
See from Belisario, a good sinking fastball. Decent velocity. Mark Teixeira tried to stay on him, hit him the other way.
Count 0-2.
Got 94 miles an hour with some nasty movement down and away. Tough for Russell Martin to catch. You know that's going to be tough for a hitter to square it up.
Hot shot up the middle, a base hit for Teixeira. His first base hit of the night, the Yankees' 7th.
Third baseman, Alex Rodriguez.
It's frustrating when you have a young pitcher. He comes in and throws 2 great pitches, the first strike and second strike to Mark Teixeira. And then you check out the third. It's going to be a sinker, and it's going to be up in the zone. And Mark does just what you're supposed to. Drive it right back up the middle. Check out how high it is. Classic case of a young pitcher trying to do a little too much with 2 strikes.
Pitch to Alex Rodriguez is inside. Rodriguez doubled and scored in the second, and then hit the home run. That's the difference in this game in the 6th. And a strike, count 1-1. Dodger bullpen, those are the rankings. Second in innings, but the other rankings are not very good. The 1-2. Punched out the other way and out of play.
We'll take a look at Alex Rodriguez in the 6th inning. He cheated for a first pitch fastball inside, and he got it. The difference in this ball game right now is 10th home run of the year. Nice when you look for a pitch in a certain spot and you get it. It's going to go a long way.
Chop toward third. Casey Blake to second, 1. No return throw. 5-4 fielder's choice.
Second baseman, number 24, Robinson Cano.
And that will bring up Cano.
Belisario has a good sinking fastball. Alex Rodriguez rolls right over the top. Chopped a little bit too high. The only play for Blake going to second base to Carroll. Good hard slide by Mark Teixeira.
Cano 1 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Serves that one down the left field line. Manny Ramirez is there. He dropped the ball. Ramirez dropped the ball. Rodriguez is at second, and Cano reaches on the E7.
Michael, you can almost see this coming. Manny Ramirez kind of cruising after this fly ball. Robinson Cano did not hit it very hard. It's not going to make Joe Torre very happy. You can see he's just cruising now, taking it easy. It's right off the heel of his glove. The Yankees get a gift. They said Robinson right off the end of the bat, a routine fly ball. And Ramirez just clanks it.
So Alex did what he's supposed to do, hold up, see if the ball was caught, and then he's right at second and just advanced. So an E7 on Ramirez. That area of left field where he just dropped the ball, that's known as Mannywood. Christened that when he first came over to the Dodgers from the Red Sox. And Posada tries it down the left field line, but it slices into the seats. Another shot at Mannywood. When Ramirez came here, he really took this city by storm. They all bought those dreadlock wigs, and they loved him, and he had an unbelievable season or half season. Kind of played his way, pouted his way, sulked his way out of Boston, and ended up here in LA. Strike. This is his last season of the contract, and as Don Mattingly said, his future is in the American League as a DH because it's hard for him to be the hitter he should be when he has to play in left field all the time. The 0-2. 1-2.
And we just saw from that play, not a very good left fielder. But let's be honest, when Manny Ramirez hits like he has hit in the past, you can deal with him not being the best left fielder. Needs to pick it up a little bit offensively to get away with some of those mistakes.
Two to Posada. Grounded softly toward first. And Belisario will take it himself for the second out as the runners move up. Hey, tonight and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, CC Sabathia, number 2, Vicente Padilla, number 3, Alex Rodriguez, and number 4, Jorge Posada. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates certainly do apply. So a big at bat now for Swisher. A base hit certainly gives the Yankees some breathing room moving forward. It's 2-1 right now. Runners on second and third. Swisher is 0 for 3.
Yeah, but Nick hit a bullet his last time up. Hard ground out to first base. This would be a huge at bat, a huge hit. Big 2-out hit if he can pick one up.
Jackknife's out of the way.
Yankees a club that usually makes some teams pay when they make some mistakes. Manny Ramirez dropping that fly ball. Nick Swisher trying to make him pay.
And Belisario trying to pick him up as the count's 1-1. CeCe's got the Jimmy legs going. Jiggling.
He's been into this game all night.
And the count 1-2. Sellout crowd here at Dodger Stadium, looking for an out. And the 1-2 way outside. Good stop there by Russell Martin. Two. Now 3-2. First base is open. You've got Gardner on deck. Belisario on a relief with Padilla, who did a good job. 7 innings of 2-run baseball. Right now the pitcher of record on the losing side. Three-two. High fly ball, center field. Matt Kemp is there. And Manny's error does not hurt. No runs a hit, 1 error and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Yankees. Voting is now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. That's right close to here. Help send your favorite New York Yankees to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at Yankees.com. Visit Yankees.com. Cast your ballot now for your 2010 All-Stars. Vote early and vote often. Vote today at Yankees.com. Sabathia in the bottom of the 8th against Rafael Furcal. The pitch is low, 1-0.
Well, you always want to get the leadoff hitter out, but a 1-run game and Furcal who can run. It's a big out for CC Sabathia, big hitter.
Walked in the first, stole a bag, and scored the Dodgers' only run. Popped a second, wrapped into a double play. Russell Martin on deck. And the 1-0. And a strike.
CC talking to himself a little bit. 97 pitches. Pitch count is not an issue. Guy can go 115, 120 if he needs to.
Shattered bat. CC has to jump out of the way of the barrel as the ball goes foul. You'll see from this replay, CC is an athletic big man.
We'll see if it got a piece of him. Looks like it might have.
And the 1-2.
Still got that good pop on his fastball, 95 miles an hour inside. CeCe's done a good job with Furcal, changing it up every at bat as you see Jabba Chamberlain going through his routine. He started off Furcal first at bat, everything was away, then went inside his second at bat. Has done a nice job changing it up. It's not gotten in any patterns. That pitch right there would concern me, Michael. A fastball inside for a call, turned it around, no problem. That would make me think about going away or maybe going to that changeup down and away if you're Jorge Posada. Looks like they're going to go with a slider.
The 2-2. Got some hard throwing righties in the bullpens. Jonathan Broxton and Jabba Chamberlain. And a hard throwing lefty on the mound for the Yanks. 2-1 they lead, bottom of the 8th. This is what the starting matchup has turned out. Padilla went 7, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Sabathia is still in there, 7+, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Big pitch here in this game. 3-2 to Furcal. High fly ball, left field. He got him on the changeup, and Gardner puts it away.
Well, that is a gutsy pitch, Michael. I mean, you got to throw it for a strike. We talked about it earlier. Has not thrown that many changeups. A lot of them have been recently. 3-2 changeup for a strike. Gets an easy fly ball to left field. Gutsy pitch, nice execution. Huge out.
Here's Russell Martin. Martin is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, walked in the third, and grounded to short in the 6th. 2-1 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Two of the premier franchises in Major League Baseball. Championships galore, big games, big moments, big players. Rifling throughout history. You look up Major League history, Dodgers and Yankees are going to pop up at you. There's a strike. And obviously Yankee flavor now on the Dodgers. Seems like most of the coaching staff and the manager have been in the Bronx. The 2-1. 2-2. Still got that good fastball.
Yeah, it sounds like a broken record. I mean, he's throwing a lot more changeups the last 2 innings, but he's still got that good power, 95-mile-an-hour fastball pretty much right down Broadway. Beats Russell Martin.
And the 2-2. Overthrew that one in the count 3-2.
Ethier on deck has a lot of power for the Dodgers. Another big 3-2 pitch from CC Sabathia. He went with the changeup for a call, threw it for a strike, and got an easy out. See what the big lefty's thinking about here.
The pitch. Grounded right side. Cano gobbles it up, and he gets Martin for the second out. Boy, if you want to look ahead, John, let's say Sabathia gets Ethier. Then the ninth inning, if the Yankees don't score a run, it's going to be Mariano against Manny Ramirez. And how much of that matchup have we seen? But obviously, there's still a lot of baseball to go before we see that. And Sabathia also has incentive to get Ethier out, but why? Because you don't want to face Manny as the go-ahead run.
Well, he might not even get the opportunity with Jabba getting loose in the bullpen, and Manny has good numbers against Sabathia, but this is the at-bat right here. The guy Ethier has 12 home runs, 45 RBIs. With one swing of the bat, he can tie this game up. So let's see CC Sabathia, see if he can bear down here. A good job by Jorge Posada here. You mentioned it, Michael. He overthrew a fastball last at bat to Martin. Looks like he's smelling the finish line a little bit, overthrowing just a little. Jorge giving him a little break, try to calm him down.
Chamberlain is ready. And the 1-0. There's a strike. He's saying, wait, was that a strike called, or are you saying I swung? Because he doesn't think he swung.
That's a good question. We'll see what happens here. Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, looked like he called it on the pitch. We'll take a look at the swing.
He went around,
looked like he went around, yeah.
He called that a strike. He didn't say that it was a swing. One. Missed. Still at 96. 112 pitches in. Sabathia last Sunday against the Mets, 8 shutout innings. He's at 7 2/3 tonight on a Friday, and he's allowed 1 earned run. Looking to go 5-0 in the month of June.
The mechanics getting out of whack a little bit, falling towards third base. Manny waiting on deck. We've had some big 3-2 pitches in this inning. This will be a big 3-1 pitch. Ethier can look for a fastball and sit on it if he wants.
Well, that might have been his pitch. He fouled it right back.
We got a fastball in the hitter's count. You're right, Michael. Good swing. See Jorge Posada setting up away. It misses pretty much middle and up. If this at bat does not work out for Ethier, he's going to go to sleep tonight thinking about this pitch and this swing as the one that got away.
A sign that CC might be tiring. All 3 batters, 3-2 this inning. So 3 straight payoff pitches. The other 2 paid off. Let's see how this one works out. Swung and a missed. He got him. Breaking ball. Big league, big time pitching by CC Sabathia. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left as the Dodgers go down in order. And we go to the 9th inning. Good baseball game on the West Coast. 2-1 Yankees lead. 7 hits for the Yankees. Let's take a look at how they did it. The in-game box score brought to you by McDonald's. 2 by Jeter. Mark Teixeira, 1 for 3. Alex, the difference in this game, 2 runs scored, a home run, a double. A ribby by Posada. And Cano also has a single. And Gardner leads off. There's a strike. And that's CC getting congratulations, and his night is done, and boy, he did some job.
You know what, Michael, you could say that every starter should get up for every start that they have, but it seemed to me that CC had a little bit more juice going tonight. Was into this game and saw the emotion after that strikeout of Ethier. Obviously fired up, knew his evening was over. Well, in the middle of this ball game, he really kicked it into another gear.
That's the matchup for the bottom of the ninth. Manny leading off against Mo. Sounds like the Pep Boys, Manny and Mo. All you need is Jack. Jack is in the studio on the postgame. Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, Kimberly Jones. That's the WB Mason postgame if you're keeping score at home. Manny, if you're looking ahead, 8 for 38 with 1 home run and 12 strikeouts against Rivera. And I'm looking ahead, I admit it. The 2-2. Slice foul. Almost got a piece of Don Mattingly, but he still has those 9 Gold Glove hands. The 2-2 upstairs. Colin Curtis on deck. He's going to pinch hit for Sabathia. That one is chopped to second. Carroll with the flip from the glove. 1 away.
Carroll's done a nice job at second base tonight. Rob Brett Gardner of a base hit has lasted back going to his right. Here comes in. Scoops with the glove. Anytime Brett Gardner chops a ball in the infield, a lot of pressure on the defense. Carroll's done a nice job tonight.
Here's Colin Curtis. He batted in all 3 games against the Diamondbacks and went 2 for 3. Including picking up his first big league hit, a double. And he has 3 runs batted in 3 at-bats.
To a good start. You can't draw it up any better, getting your first major league hit in your hometown in front of your family and friends. Remember that for the rest of your life.
Chop towards second. Carroll backhands. He's done a nice job at second. 2 away.
Shortstop number 2, Derek Jeter.
Jamie Lynn Siegler from The Sopranos and Entourage. She's at the game. Meadow.
She's in deep conversation.
Here's Derek Jeter, 2 for 4.
You would be big out here in LA.
You think so?
Yeah, you'd fit in perfectly.
I don't know how to take that, and I'm sure you don't mean it well. Count 1-0. Been an exciting, tension-filled baseball game. Count 2-0. Great pitching, clutch hitting. Little old-time hardball. People hitting other people. Big-time players stepping up big time. Alex scoring both Yankee runs. Trying to stay loose. Belisario has done a nice job so far. He's got a live arm.
He's got great movement. I mean, you don't see Derek Jeter swing and miss at a sinking fastball like this very often. A good velocity, outstanding movement.
Another swing and a miss, 2-2. And the pitch. Chopped right side. Loney flips to Belisario. The Yankees go down in order, and we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Mariano Rivera will start it off against Manny Ramirez. You can't walk away from this. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Acura. Acura Advance. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by Avis, the official rental car company of the New York Yankees. Mariano Rivera will try to close it out, and wow. I don't know if you could have written this any better. Mariano meant so much success to Joe Torre during those 12 years. He was a setup man in '96, became the closer in '97, and Torre was asked about how weird it would be to face Mariano. He said, well, I don't want to face Mariano in this series because that means we're losing. And they are losing, and what a matchup to start off the bottom of the ninth inning. Manny against Mo.
Well, Joe Torre for years had the luxury of shortening the game with Mariano. It was an 8-inning game because you pretty much figured the ninth inning would be locked down with this closer. Now he's on the other end of it, but good news for him. He has Manny Ramirez leading off. The middle of the lineup, Ramirez, Kemp, and Loney. See if Mariano can navigate his way through that lineup. 11 hits and 26 in the third innings, only 6 walks, 23 strikeouts. Coming off an adventurous outing in Arizona, was able to pick up the save.
And what a way, he actually got the win in that game and then saved his own win because he pitched 2 innings and loaded the bases with nobody out and got out of it and saved the 6-5 victory. But he didn't get a save, if that makes sense. Those are the numbers. 1 home run, 12 strikeouts. Mariano Rivera against Manny Ramirez. Yankees lead 2-1. And there's a strike.
Well, Manny has always loved the ball out away from him. You would expect Mariano to crowd him with some cutters in, some sinkers in. Try to keep him from extending his arms.
The greatest closer of all time against one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. Pitch inside on a very grand stage in front of a sellout crowd at Chavez Ravine.
Michael, I would expect a lot of those same pitches there. Sinkers in, cutters in, and then maybe if you get a chance later on with Manny to try to freeze him away with a cutter, you really want to guard against him extending his arms.
And the 1-1. 1-2. It's Ramirez, Kemp, and Loney. 4, 5, and 6. The middle of the Dodger order against Mariano Rivera. Two 7-0 for the Yanks. 1-4-1 for the Dodgers. The one. A drop fly ball off the bat of Cano by Manny Ramirez that did not result in a run. And the 1-2, foul back.
And Mariano got away with a mistake. Jorge Posada setting up inside. It was a cutter. It was designed to freeze Manning on the inner half. Watch where it ends up. Middle of the plate. Mariano got away with a mistake.
Sabathia, 8 innings of 1-run ball. Mariano trying to get the final 3 outs. The 1-2. He struck him out. A cutter that kept tailing away. And Ramirez goes down swinging. And let's take a look at the pitch by pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kizashi.
Well, we talked about it. You want to crowd Manny Ramirez early, try to prevent him from extending. First pitch cutter for a strike. Sinker moving his feet. Another sinker in, foul ball. Went with the cutter, made a mistake, middle of the plate, got away with it. And then a perfect cutter on the outer half. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Perfect plan and executed perfectly.
Here's Matt Kemp. He has 12 home runs on the season. And there's a strike. Now, a lot of these Dodgers have heard about Mo, and they've seen Mo, and they've really never faced Mo. This is Kemp's first look. Miami obviously had many. And the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Many in the crowd standing. A nail biter down to the bottom of the 9th inning. Big healthy cut. 1-2.
Mariano doing a great job moving the ball in, showing away, going back in again. Just like CC Sabathia all night, Mariano looks like he's got a little life on the cutter.
Got him! Swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts. Yankees 1 out away from a win, and after that last out, catch the WB Mason postgame to get highlights from this game and analysis from Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, plus all the clubhouse reaction from the team. And Joe Girardi, Kimberly Jones works the clubhouse. It's all coming up on the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. So it comes down to Mariano Rivera against the lefty swinging James Loney. Ramirez struck out. Kemp struck out. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Yankees clinging to a 1-run lead. And the pitch. Cutter too far inside. 1-0.
If you're Joe Girardi, you were probably more worried about the 2 right-handers. They both have some power. Mariano was able to navigate them. Now you got the lefty, and the cutter becomes more of an advantage for Mariano.
And a strike.
Loney, the type of guy, he's got a good average, not a whole lot of home runs, 5 coming in. Joe Torre does not like the call.
And the 1-1. Strike. The Dodgers down to their final strike.
Mariano got a high strike, and it looks like he gets a low strike, maybe just off the corner. Mariano getting the benefit of the doubt on 2 pitches.
Loney digs in. Rivera sets the 1-2. Strike 3. Ball game over, and the Yankees win 2-1. Joe Torre not liking that last call, and now he's thrown out of the game. A game that was over, and now he is going to really be barking. And Don Mattingly also screaming at the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzi. He is really fired up as Mariano strikes out the side, and the Yankees win 2-1. Right there, that tells you the kind of tension and drama in this game, and Mattingly really fired up at Phil Cuzzi, the home plate umpire. And Cuzzi threw somebody out. It was either Torre or Mattingly. But the Yankees, whichever way it works with the ejection, they win a game 2-1, and what a game, John.
Well, a great pitcher's performance. Padilla had a good night. CC Sabathia was outstanding. Alex Rodriguez, the big home run that proved to be the difference. We can take a look at the last strike from Mariano Rivera. It's probably the best pitch he threw at the hole at bat. Loney got a high strike call, the low strike called, and then a perfectly located cutter on the outside corner for strike 3.
And you could see when he tossed down the bat and the helmet, Phil Cuzzi said that's going to cost you a fine, because Loney showed him up, and then the Dodger bench went nuts as well. So a big victory, an exciting victory for the Yankees as they start this 3-game set. And Phil Cuzzi was barking at the Dodger dugout and wanted no part of it before he headed to the umpire's room. And that's right before he was barking. He threw somebody out, probably Mattingly. It might have been Torre. Maybe it was both. But the guy who gave the Yankees the lead, and a lead that held up, is Alex Rodriguez. And Kimberly Jones is standing with the Yankee third baseman right in front of the dugout. Kim?
Thank Thank you, Michael. Alex, we were just talking about it. Mo versus Manny, top of the ninth, one-run game. Does it get better than that?
It doesn't. I mean, that's you pay big money to watch that matchup, and I just felt very lucky to have the best seat in the house over at third base.
Let's go in order. You're double down the right field line. When you go the other way, we talked about this in Arizona, that's a good sign for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think starting with the Mets series, I started feeling pretty good. We talked about my hip getting a little bit better, and today that was a good sign to start the game, and then the home run was good too.
Were you thinking inside fastball from Padilla on that home run?
I wasn't. I mean, that's the one thing that K. Long always stresses is, get ready for a good pitch to hit. I was looking for the ball right down the middle, and it was probably middle in, and I put a good swing on it.
Before this series, Alex, you did not get caught up in any talk or chatter. Is it more satisfying, though, to have a game like this here at Dodger Stadium tonight?
No, not at all. I mean, we need to win games, and, that's a class organization over there, and it's a good atmosphere, too.
It was fun, right?
It was a lot of fun.
Alex, thank you very much. Michael will send it back.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Kimberly. So the Yankees win 2-1, and now we have awards to give out. This is an award-worthy game. And then waiting in the post-game show, Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Kimberly Jones. John and I will be back giving out some prizes. Yankees win 2-1.
You got the Yankees and the Dodgers, and Friday was Joe Torre's first game against the Yankees as a player or a manager. He's getting hugs from his old friends, including Joe Girardi and Derek Jeter. Manny Ramirez against CC Sabathia, a .571 career average in the bottom of the first inning. Doesn't take him long to get to CC. The Dodgers are up 1-0. You can hear the crowd. Raucous crowd at Dodger Stadium to watch these two rivals. Robinson Cano in the fourth. Vicente Padilla, he's been known to do that, and he does it to Cano. In the fifth, Padilla comes up to the plate, and CC Sabathia takes care of business like a good veteran ace. Phil Cuzzy warns both benches. Padilla and Sabathia stare each other down. I think I'd take Sabathia in that fight. Top six, Alex Rodriguez comes up. Base is empty. He's creeping closer to 600 home runs in his career. The Yankees make a 1-1 game a 2-1 game. That is home run 593 for A-Rod. To the eighth inning, Sabathia has Andre Ethier up with 2 outs and Ramirez on deck. He doesn't want to see Ramirez, right? How does he get Ethier? A 3-2 pitch, nasty. A slider. He goes 8 innings and only gives up 1 earned run. Mariano Rivera takes over in the 9th inning against Manny. There's 1 out. Swinging. Matt Kemp comes up, a 1-2 pitch. That is some cheese at 91, and then James Loney is frozen. Loney doesn't like it. He has words for Cuzzy. Loney is ejected. The Dodgers bench is angry. 2-1 is the final. They're also angry, not because of the call, but because the Dodgers have now lost 7 of 8, and the Yankees are 3 games up in the East. But let's talk about Joe Torre. Heck, let's hear from Torre after an emotional night.
I'm relieved basically that the pregame stuff was over, because that's where we sort of got together and greeted each other, and it got emotional because not only the players but coaches and a lot of the staff over there, we've been very close, and we continue to be very close. To watch the guys coming out of that other dugout that I'm used to seeing was a little strange for me.
Well, CC Sabathia, his stats for June, not strange at all. In 5 starts, 5-0. The ERA is low. The opponent's average is low. The whip is at 1. After a sluggish start to the year, CC is back to being an ace. How about another Yankee star? Alex Rodriguez with Trenny Kusneric.
Thank you very much. Well, Alex, first of all, just talk about this win coming into a very emotionally charged stadium with obvious history on both sides and getting this win tonight.
Well, I mean, you can't say enough about the atmosphere here in LA. It was electric, and it was a great played ball game on both sides, and you can't say enough about CC Sabathia and Mariano Rivera.
Do you have your eye on the history books as you inch closer and closer to 600?
Not really. I mean, there's so much going on this year with our team. We're trying to, get the same chemistry we had last year, and I think every day we're getting a little bit better. But I'm still a long ways away. I'm just trying to, get healthy and play good baseball.
Looking back on your past history with Joe Torre, good or bad, what was it like just to see him tonight once again and in Dodger blue?
Well, I mean, the Dodgers are a class organization, and there's a great atmosphere to play baseball. And I have some good friends over there in that dugout, and it was nice seeing everybody.
All right, thanks a lot, Trenny and A-Rod. A.J. Burnett will be looking for a little redemption on Saturday. He's lost 4 straight while getting hit hard, and he's also had some control issues. Hiroki Kuroda is on the mound for the Dodgers Saturday at Dodger Stadium. After a break, the hottest hitter on the hottest team in baseball.
Time to wrap this baby up and give out some awards. Yankees win 2-1. Let's take a look now at the Land Rover drive of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Well, Land Rover drive of the game in the top of the 6th inning. Alex Rodriguez hunting a first pitch fastball inside. He gets it for his 10th home run of the year. That is your Land Rover drive of the game.
Well, we'll come back in just a moment. We'll tell you the play of the game. And then we'll get you ready for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob and Jack and Kimberly. Yankees win 2-1. Stay right where you are. We're not done.
One word to describe this car would be reliable.
Dependable. Phenomenal. This truck is tough.
It's durable.
Dependable.
Feisty.
I gotta stay with dependability.
I'd say sturdy.
While the quality of a Toyota may last, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And right now, you can lease a new 2010 RAV4 for just $189 a month. Or choose the new 2010 Toyota Highlander and get a $259 a month lease. Toyota, quality to move you forward.
New York, New York. It's my foundation. It's the center of my growth. It's the muse for my art.
I think that Jay is like infinitely curious.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Stabs up a little bit though.
Have you been wondering why you've never seen that guy or girl out before? It's because the coolest people are calling Quest and having the best time. There's always someone to connect with, and you can call anytime. Best of all, it's free to try, and you won't believe how easy it is. Being part of the best party in town is exciting and always full of fun, 24/7. Why don't you pick up the phone and call Quest right now? You never know who you might meet. Call Quest now.
Call 212-812-1212.
Dish Network claims they have the same TV as DirecTV for less. What Dish doesn't tell you is that if you're one of the millions who love AMC, BET, Hallmark, or MSNBC, you won't get them with Dish Network's basic package. In fact, you won't get any of these 42 channels. With DirecTV's basic package, you get all those channels and a whole lot more. So don't be fooled by Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
Catcher now. You see the game a little bit differently.
Ken Singleton and Paul O'Neill I'm seeing it completely different. I'm seeing it from the pitcher to the catcher, and he's seeing it out.
You see how the infielders are positioned, and maybe you give a little different perspective on that part of it.
Everybody's prepared every single night, and we want to put on a good game. I enjoy baseball as a player, I enjoy it as a broadcaster, and I want the fans to enjoy the game.
The stadium, the history, the tradition, the winning, there's no better place.
Yankees win 2-1. You have to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game, but you don't have to stick around to find out what the plays of the game happen to be, because that's happening right now, and it's brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, CC Sabathia responsible for the plays of the game. 7 strikeouts, a lot of them on a changeup there, some good sliders. He had an electric fastball all night that set up these breaking balls. CC Sabathia, 7 strikeouts, and those are your Geico plays of the game.
Brought up to another level tonight for sure as the Yankees win this one 2-1, 2-7-0 for the Yankees, 1-4-1 for the Los Angeles Dodgers. CC Sabathia gets the victory. Padilla took the loss. He pitched well. Rivera has 17 saves. He struck out the side in the ninth. 3-0-3 it took. Rodriguez was 2 for 4, double, a solo home run, scored both runs, and that's how the Yankees beat the Dodgers in the first of 3. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Kimberly Jones. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John Jay Filippelli. Join us again Saturday and Sunday on Yes for Yankees Extra Innings immediately following each of the Yankees-Dodgers games. Well, once again, the final score from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California, the New York Yankees 2 and the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. We'll be back from the booth with some final thoughts in just a moment. But for now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry standing by in our Yes Network studios. Guys?
All right, Michael, thank you. Great to have you with us, as always, here on the W.B. Mason Yankees post game. Well, it is a 2-1 win. We had all the storylines coming into this one. Joe Torre in the other dugout, Don Mattingly, Larry Boa, the history between the Yankees and the Dodgers, and it just came down to good old-fashioned baseball and, in some cases, hardball in the end, Jack.
Absolutely. I think CC Sabathia had the most desire of anyone out there on the field tonight. With the way he was pitching, Bob, it almost reminded me of that high school game where the team considers it an accomplishment when they even hit the ball to the outfield. The Dodgers did have 4 hits, but of the 24 outs that Sabathia got, 22 of them came via strikeout or infield outs. He really looked like he wanted this game, Bob.
And what was amazing was they were the ones that got on the board first, the Dodgers, but CC Sabathia after that pretty much, Jack, went into lockdown mode. I mean, they weren't able to get anything done against him. As we take a look at some of the plays that Sabathia got through, he did have 2 on, bottom of the first. That 1 run was already in, but then he gets Matt Kemp, and he kept striking guys out. Bottom of the second, it's Casey Blake. Then he benefits from the double play as well, Jack.
Right, Manny Ramirez, always a tough guy for the Yankees to get out. He punches this ball to Cano. You know CC is loving this. A nice 4-6-3 double play to end it.
Bottom of the 5th, he showed his teammates something here, going after Vicente Padilla.
I really think that this will resonate with the Yankees. He gets out of this, too, with the double play. But, Bob, I tell you what, coming out and hitting Padilla after Cano had gotten hit, big play.
Now, from the 3rd inning on, he never faced more than 4 batters. Gets the out there, a big out, Ronnie Belliard. And then bottom of the 8th, he finishes it out by getting Andre Ethier right there. So he gets him all the way through, just hands the ball off to Mo in a National League City, Jack, as we know. That is so key. 8 innings of 4-hit baseball. But again, it's all the little things that he does as well, Jack. And that was, you know, that Vicente Padilla in the game earlier hit Robinson Cano. And listen, CeCe's probably not going to come out and say it, but he showed his teammates something there.
Right, and Bob, we can't predict or say or know what was in his head, but I think if you hit our best player, which is what the Yankees would say, Cano is their best player right now, the best hitter in baseball, there's going to be retaliation. And John Flaherty talked about it. You could see by CeCe's body language, he wasn't backing down from that. And it was interesting that Padilla seemed upset because since 2006, Padilla has hit 53 players. So he's used to coming in tight and brushing people off the plate and hitting them.
All right, ironic, isn't it? Time to unveil tonight's Chevy Player of the Game is voted on by you, the fans, and the honor goes to Alex Rodriguez. His solo home run off Padilla in the 6th turned out to be the decisive hit of the game, and in addition to being his 10th home run of the year, it was also A-Rod's 593rd career blast. Here's our KGB question, and it focuses on 2 West Coast Major League clubs with roots in the Big Apple. Which of the 2 former New York baseball teams has the largest following in New York? Text NY1 for Dodgers and NY2 for the Giants. Send your choice to 542-542, and we will have the results later in the postgame. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's back to the booth. We'll talk to Michael and Flash and get their thoughts on the outcome of tonight's game. Mo wrapping it all up with a 17th save, and the Yankees win it 2-1.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by W.B. Mason. For office supplies at amazingly low prices, who but W.B. Mason?
All right, everybody, hands up. Gotcha. Okay, everybody out. What is it with you people? Every night we do this.
It's the Green Mountain Coffee.
From W.B. Mason.
They bring our office supplies.
Snacks.
Cleaning supplies.
You of all people. Let's go.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But they didn't mention my low prices.
Who but W.B. Mason?
If you need any more reasons to get out and make the most of this time of year, your Jeep dealer has 5 that get you into it like nothing else. From the legendary Jeep Wrangler to the capable Grand Cherokee, the Sky Slider equipped Liberty, and Patriot or Compass, starting at $15,995. Now, lease a 2010 Jeep Liberty Sport for $259 a month for well-qualified returning Chrysler lessees. I live, I ride, I am. Jeep.
At Quicken Loans, we're obsessed with finding a better way
For you to get a home loan.
Right now, we've got great offers like this.
The rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is near 4.99%, APR 5.187%. By calling Quicken Loans today and refinancing at these low rates, you may be able to keep more money in your pocket each month. Don't miss what could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to refinance with Quicken Loans.
And that's why I love
being a home loan expert.
We are back once again on the WB Mason postgame. It is a 2-1 Yankees win over the Dodgers tonight, the series opener in Los Angeles. Let's get back out there now for the booth report brought to you by Bigelow Tea. And join Michael and John. Guys, let's talk about CC Sabathia tonight. As Jack mentioned, they got that run early, but then it looked like he really wanted the game. He just absolutely smothered them from there. They weren't able to do anything offensively, and he gave them those 8 strong innings to hand the ball off to Mo.
Yeah, he was pumped up tonight. You could see it. You could see the way he pitched. He didn't have to go to the changeup that much because there was a lot of life on the fastball, and you also saw that extra level. And I thought you made a good point, John. You think that pitchers are going to get up for every game. They're not. They start 34 times. Some of those starts are against the Orioles or the Royals. He was pumped up for this.
He was. And, guys, everybody was pumped up here. You're on the field for batting practice. I mean, it was electric out there. A lot of fans, they were excited. And obviously, CC was as well. And he was a little frustrated with the walks early on, having a little trouble with his command. But there were a lot of things to like tonight about his performance. You like the fact that he had a good fastball. He used it as long as he could. And you mentioned the changeup. He didn't go to that pitch, I think, until the 7th inning. And he went to it a lot and got some big outs with it.
Hey, guys, with the double and obviously the big homer tonight, A-Rod has now reached base in 9 of his last 13 plate appearances. The Yankees have to like that run. What are you guys seeing in the way he's carrying himself and also his swing?
Well, I think he's feeling better, and I think that because the hip flexor feels a little better and he's knowing that he can manage it and he doesn't have to worry that it's connected to the hip surgery from last year, I think he feels a little more confident, and I think his swing is coming around too.
I think it's all coming together, and we talk about it all the time. When he goes to right field, that's a good sign. He told Kim Jones in that interview that he wasn't looking for a fastball inside. I don't know if I 100% agree with him. I think it was a good job by him. He paid attention to how Padilla pitched him his second at bat, and he said, you know what, I'm going to look for a first pitch fastball inside. He was lucky enough that he got it, and he was ready to go and drilled it for his 10th home run.
And just to add to Alex real quickly, Michael, it's pretty important that he's getting healthy because these National League cities, otherwise Joe Girardi would have to sit him, but instead he plays in Arizona. He's feeling good. He's playing in Los Angeles. I mean, it's like they're in the bonus round because they don't have to sit him or just DH him.
I thought it was imperative for this week for both Posada and A-Rod to be healthy enough because there is no DH to have that half day off, and they both stepped up. Posada had a big hit today. He caught as well, called a good game for CC, and then Alex Rodriguez has been in the lineup every single game so far in this road trip, and I think he'll be in tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, and it helps out that an off day yesterday, so he gets a little break. They're having an off day on Monday flying back to the East Coast, so he gets a couple of days. But you're right. I mean, just to be healthy enough to be in there and play third base and swing the bat the way he is, it's a big plus for Joe Girardi.
Michael, you said that sometimes starters don't get up for every start. You guys really got up for that Mariano Manny at-bat. Talk to us about that and what you guys saw Mariano do against Ramirez in the 9th.
Well, you know what's interesting? Alex said it, too, when he was talking to Kim. That's the kind of matchup that you pay to see because those are two of the greatest players in the history of baseball. I don't know where you want to list them, but they're certainly in the discussion. And to see that and the game on the line and a sellout crowd and all the drama involved with this series, I thought that was pretty neat.
It was a huge at-bat. We were talking about it in the 8th inning. That's how much we were looking forward to it. But to answer your question, Jack, I thought Mariano did a great job of making Manny aware inside. He threw him a cutter in there and then a couple of sinkers. And we all know it's like Alex Rodriguez. When you get him out, he has to think about the ball inside. And once he did that, Mariano had the outside half open for the strikeout. But the crowd was into it. I know Michael was into it, did a great job with the call. It was a big part in the ball game.
Well, at the end of the game, we saw the strikeout of James Loney. Flash, he was not into it, nor was Joe Torre or Don Mattingly in the dugout. There was a lot of yelling at the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzy. Ultimately, there's one report out there now that it was Loney who got ejected, even though the game had ended because he showed up Cuzzy throwing his bat and helmet on the plate. But there was a lot of emotion at the end of that game. And, you know, you see Torre, we're watching him right now. He's been on the benefit side of Mo on the mound for so often, and he was on the other side tonight.
I think that those series of pictures that we just looked at, Joe Torre as angry as he was, I very rarely seen Don Mattingly that fired up. That shows you what this game meant to both sides, what it meant to the Yankees, what it meant to the Dodgers. They wanted no part whatsoever of losing a game by Mariano striking out the side and then a called third strike like that. People were fired up. There was a lot of energy, a lot of emotion packed into this.
Well, and the one thing you know about Don Mattingly being the hitting instructor, he goes to bat every day for his guys in the lineup, and obviously a couple of calls that they did not agree with from home plate umpire Phil Cuzzi, and they were letting him know about it after the ball game. You very rarely see Don Mattingly get that excited, but as a hitter in your lineup, you appreciate that. He's almost in the batter's box with you, showing some emotion. And I thought 2 of the 3 strikes were questionable calls. Unfortunately for Loney, the last pitch was perfect.
All right, guys, we will let you go, but a great way to start this weekend series in Los Angeles. Have a great night.
Have a great weekend, guys.
All right, thanks. You too. Hey, once again, here's our KGB question. Which of the 2 former New York baseball teams has the largest following in New York? Text NY1 for the Dodgers and NY2 for the Giants. Send your choice to 542-542, and we will have the results later in the postgame. But straight ahead, we're going to hear from the skipper, Joe Girardi. Alex Rodriguez providing what turned out to be the game-winning blow, a home run out to left off Vicente Padilla as the Yankees win it 2-1.
Look at that. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, fastest growing for the past 5 years. Obviously, people love saving money.
Welcome to the conference. Here's your name tag, sir. And for you.
No, I'll be okay, thanks.
But how will people know who you are?
You mean the gecko?
Here, let me help you.
Really, it's fine. Yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
No matter what you're building, get professional results with Quikrete fast-setting concrete in the red bag. It sets hard in minutes. Find out more at Quikrete.com. Quikrete, for over 70 years, it's what America's made of.
KGB is a better way to answer any question.
To prove it, Paul will browse the web.
And Mike will text KGB. The question, what's I surrender in Japanese?
What? Hakeyoi!
Akirameru.
Taketeko debucho. For answers, not links, text your questions to 542-542.
My Toyota has 180,000 miles on it.
190,000 miles.
267,491 miles on it. My Toyota has 464,000 miles.
While a Toyota may last a long time, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And now get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a $149 a month lease on a new 2010 Corolla. Or lease a 2010 Toyota Prius for just $179 a month. Toyota, durability to move you forward.
Can a smartphone reach the 4 corners of the earth? Can it make unlimited Skype-to-Skype calls to any country without using any minutes?
Hello?
I am anyone on Skype. Droid can with Skype Mobile, one of thousands of apps that can run with other apps from the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
Right now, buy one Droid by Motorola and get a second one free. Only from Verizon.
Great to have you back once again on the WB Mason postgame. It's a 2-1 Yankees win, and largely due to the outing that CC Sabathia had tonight as he ends June a perfect 5-0 and increases his record to 9-3 on the season. He was terrific tonight. Here's the skipper's take on him, Joe Girardi, and the manager's report brought to you by Geico.
He was tremendous. The first 2 innings, he kind of found himself after the first 2 innings, and 40 pitches going into after 2 innings, and then through 70 the next 6 innings. I mean, he was great tonight.
Does it look to you like Alex is getting his timing back?
Yes, it sure does. He's hit, he hits a ball down in the right field corner, and then he hits one out in left center. I mean, that's a great sign. And he's swinging the bat great right now and coming up with some big RBIs for us.
Not that either team did a lot of damage, but more after the first time through, do you think your guys got a little bit used to Padilla's 52-mile-per-hour breaking ball?
I don't think so. I don't think we really had. I think CC was the only one to put one in play, the 52. I mean, it's some kind of weapon, really, because it's not something you're used to seeing, and it's got so much depth, and it just, it kind of freezes you.
We all know Padilla's reputation. CC doesn't back down
from anyone. Did you expect any of that tonight, especially after Cano was hit?
Well, I know that Padilla's hit a bunch of our guys, and we're just playing the game, and we move on.
Does it seem no matter what, at some point in some season, it's going to come down to Mariano versus Manny?
Yeah, I thought he was on the other side of the world, but, you know, I mean, he still had to get 2 guys to get the ball out of the ballpark out, but outstanding job for Mo.
So you've seen it coming for Alex the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he's had really good at-bats, and you know, in Arizona, that first night we drove the ball to right center and had the double in the right center gap, and I thought he was staying on the ball great. And you just start to see that everything's starting to click.
Joe, the whole atmosphere today, what was that like for you when you went out and took out the lineup? I don't think I've ever seen photographers taking pictures of umpires.
Yeah, that's a little different for me. It was a great atmosphere here tonight. You know, obviously it felt like a playoff game tonight. Enthusiasm from the crowd, both sides yelling for their team. You know, there were a lot of Yankee fans. We could hear the "Let's Go Yankee" chants. Just a tremendous atmosphere here, and I expected it to be that way.
Joe, after everything happened before the game with Joe and everything, when did it become just a regular game? Was it the first pitch, or did you have to get into the groove of things?
No, it's really the first pitch, and it's really when you go inside after BP. It's probably when because you do your final preparations, and then it's like you're in any other ballpark in a sense. Then you come out, you see the atmosphere, but I've been here before and seen this atmosphere. But it was special tonight.
Well, let's see how they got the win. The highlights brought to you by Land Rover. We'll start bottom of the first. Manny Ramirez off CC Sabathia goes the other way. It's an RBI single. Rafael Percal scores from third. 1-0 Dodgers. Out top of the second, Jorge Posada with a man on second. Base hit to right off Padilla. That will drive an A-Rod from second, and we're all tied at 1. Then top of the third, runners at the corners. A-Rod can't connect on the slow breaking ball. Pretty nice pitch there.
It really was, Bob. This is a 77-mile-per-hour curveball. We see A-Rod hesitate there. The funny thing is, it wasn't even close to being Padilla's slowest pitch of the night. That was a 51 or 52-mile-per-hour curve.
You don't see that often. Top of the fourth, Robbie Cano leading off the inning, gets hit by Padilla's pitch. File that away if you haven't seen the highlights. Bottom of the fifth, here's why. CC defends his teammate. Hits Padilla, both pitchers with a little stare down. Sabathia certainly doesn't back down as Padilla goes to first, tosses the bat away, and Jorge Posada provides escort service down there. Next batter for call, grounder back to the mound, 1-6-3 double play, and that ends the inning. Now let's take you to the top of the sixth. A-Rod on the first pitch that he sees from Padilla. What do you think, Jack?
I think he's guessing fastball there. John Flaherty talked about it. They tried to work him inside with fastballs before striking him out in the last at-bat on a curve. He looks like he's ready for that pitch. 10th homer of the season. He's on a roll.
That made it 2-1. Speaking of on a roll, Sabathia was 2. Gets Matt Kemp to end the 6th. Top of the 8th. Cano, the routine fly ball to left. And Manny, well, he just drops it. Puts runners at first and second. Later in the inning, the runners have advanced to second and third. 2 outs, and the Yankees can't capitalize. Nick Swisher lifting one to center, and that ends the inning. So still just a 2-1 game. When CC's dealing, that's enough. Gets his 7th strikeout as Andre Ethier goes down to end the 8th. And then 9th inning, we see Mo in what's arguably his most dominant performance of the season.
Really an unbelievable performance again. We keep saying it about him. 3 strikeouts. He starts out with Ramirez, gets him swinging. Next is Kemp and gets him swinging. And then the at-bat that had the Dodgers upset. 3 straight pitches, gets Loney looking to end the game. Bobby threw 13 pitches, 10 were strikes. Another great performance by Mariano.
And somewhat surprisingly, the first time he has struck out a side all season so far. So Sabathia gets his 9th win, Mo gets his 17th save, and the Yankees win the series opener in Los Angeles. All right, let's take a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule, courtesy of Jaguar. Two more to go against the Dodgers. Tomorrow night's game, 7 o'clock on Fox. We'll be here afterwards with extra innings. And then Sunday night, the ESPN game at 8 o'clock. And, of course, that night as well. Flip on over to Yes after that for more post-game coverage on extra innings. An off day Monday, and then they're back home against Seattle and Toronto. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from the big fella, CC Sabathia, notching his 9th win in grand fashion on the stage in Tinseltown.
Tonight until
Tomorrow, after the Yankees-Dodgers showdowns in L.A., turn back to Yes for Yankees Extra Innings. And remember, you can be a part of the show.
Send your questions or Yankees-related tweets to @YesNetwork.
Or send your emails to extrainnings@yesnetwork.com. Yankees Extra Innings, tonight and tomorrow after the games.
Only on Yes.
Over 1,000 people a day are switching to Chevy. They like that vehicles like the 2010 Malibu, Traverse, and Silverado Half-Ton have each been named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. They like that Chevy backs the quality with a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. They're not just trading in, they're trading up.
Now qualified lessees get a 39-month low-mileage lease on this Traverse LS front-wheel drive for around $299 a month. Call for details.
The before, the expectation, the B vitamins and carbs to ignite. The during, the collision, the power, the original Gatorade. The after, the gratitude, the protein to recover. Introducing the G Series from Gatorade, Prime, Perform, Recover.
Oh no! The movers are here! And we're not ready! Where's the third mover?
Ben-Hur Movers give you free binding estimates for hassle-free moving on big and small jobs, insured careful packing, crating, local and long distance, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bye, Ben-Hur!
If you can't wait to see the hottest new releases, you can forget about Netflix and Redbox.
That is exactly right.
DirecTV Cinema brings home the best Hollywood hits the same day as DVD. Those other guys?
Tonight, tomorrow, when?
28 days later.
Hey, girls. Got him!
DirecTV Cinema brings you new releases sooner. Channels 125 through 199.
Game Show on Yes is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealers. Visit tristatevw.com. And by the Vermont Department of Tourism. Your next Green Mountain adventure begins at vermontvacation.com.
Well, here's our play of the game brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Top of the sixth, tied at 1. Alex Rodriguez all over the first pitch he sees from Vicente Padilla and into the bleachers in left. His 10th of the year. A-Rod wasting no time turning on that fastball and putting it into the seats for the play of the game. So CC Sabathia certainly benefiting from that hit as it proved to be the game winner. 2-1, the Yankees win it. Sabathia gets his 9th win, and what an outing for the big fella. 8 innings of 4-hit, 1-run baseball. He was dominant. Let's hear what CC had to say about settling down after the first couple innings.
Fastball command was probably really erratic all night, but was able to work through it and make some pitches, some counts when I needed to.
CC, at what point did you feel like you settled in?
Probably after the third inning, around third, fourth inning. Fastball command got a little better, and I was able to, make my breaking pitches off of that.
How good do you feel about what you've been able to do in June, really stringing together solid outings and wins?
I mean, just trying to put together solid outings. Especially, with the May I had, not winning the game. So it just feels good to help the team win, to help the team win.
You know that it looks like Alex is getting his timing back. What kind of a good sign is that for this lineup?
I think it's huge. I mean, you have all kind of guys carrying us at this point, but, when we get A-Rod back, I mean, this team could take off. So, or get him right, looks he's heading that way.
You know you were looking forward to hitting, but when a ball's coming in there at, 52 or 55, what is that like?
I had no chance. And I was trying everything I could not to swing at it, but, it looked so good and bounces right on top of the plate, so it was tough.
Do you think you picked a typical regular season game and for you to pitch well in this kind of an atmosphere in this kind of a game?
Well, I mean, it really felt like a regular season game. I mean, we play in big games all the time, and being here, and, I've said that over the past, year and a half, it helps you, when you come into atmospheres like this, and, it's always crazy at Yankee Stadium, whether we play in the Rays, the Mets, Tampa's, Boston, so you get used to it.
Well, CC gives him 8 strong, and then Mariano Rivera wraps things up with his 17th save. Here's their long history, Mo and Manny. Manny just a .205 career hitter against him. He added that one strikeout tonight, that 13th overall against Mo when he struck out to lead off the 9th. And Mo was asked about that at bat and wrapping things up just a few minutes ago.
It always happens. It always happens. You know, I mean, it never gets old. And that's the way it is. You know, that's the way it is. When you're out there, you're always going to face the best. And those are the moments that when you have to show up and do what you have to do.
With CeCe, are you seeing him get progressively better? It seems like June is his month to turn the corner.
I mean, CeCe. You know, I expect that from CeCe. You know, it's not like I when I see that, like, wow, you know, he did good. No. You know, I expect that. I mean, I get, like, concerned when he doesn't do it. You know, because I know that he's capable to do that. You know, I mean, we know, and I know that we're not perfect, that sometimes we're going to fail. You know, but he's those guys that he failed today and tomorrow he's ready to go. You know, and that's why he is as good as a pitcher as he is, because, I mean, he never gives up.
You joked the other day about maybe Torrey would get a chance to see what it's like to have you come in against him. You shared some words with him before the game. I'm glad you got a chance to give him that feeling.
Well, I don't think like that. You know, when I go to the mound, and this is my first chance that I have to pitch against my old manager, you know, Mr. T. And you know, I don't even thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking that he was on the other side. I just want to get the 3 outs as quick as possible and hold the lead.
What was that like to see him before the game?
Wonderful. I mean, it was tremendous to see him. You know, and then Mattingly, Mariano, Duncan, and I didn't see Boa. I will see him tomorrow though. But it was outstanding to see those guys. You know, it's like your family. You know, seeing it again, family reunion again. So I mean, it's wonderful.
Mo, you were critical of the way this team played Wednesday, even in a win. Were you happy to see a crisp, very well-played game tonight?
Oh, definitely. That's the way that we should play. You know, I mean, that's the way that we know how to play. And I mean, we don't expect nothing less than that because, I mean, we are, like I said, capable to do that. So, I mean, we have to come out, and we do. You know, we do come out and play the best game that we have to play. You know, and the other day it didn't happen that way. But today, you know, we come up and play like we know how to play.
Well, Mo with a perfect way to wrap up this game. By the way, for those of you concerned that his ERA had crept above 1, it's now back to 0.99, so you have that to feel good about. And again, as Jack mentioned, he was so good. 13 pitches to get through that inning, 10 of them strikes. He took care of everybody, including James Loney, the final out. You've seen the video of it. Loney strikes out looking. It's a backdoor cutter on the outside part of the plate, much to the chagrin of not only Loney, who got tossed afterwards by home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy, but Joe Torre and Don Mattingly in the dugout were barking at him as well. Here's Joe Torre on what unfolded there at the end.
Well, I thought that was, you know, Mariano, I can tell you from personal experience, he doesn't need any help. And I thought that Phil Cuzzy called a couple of pitches that, you know, were terrible.
Top of the lineup tonight, 0 for 10, first 3 guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's what CeCe will do to you. It's, you know, we, as I say, we got off and we scored a run early, but the thing, a guy throws as hard as he does, and he's able to throw the changeup. I mean, that's what really keeps you off any one particular pitch, and he just had real good command tonight. You know, he didn't make any pitches that went astray.
Well, the Dodgers really couldn't do anything against Sabathia for 8 innings, and that last inning against Mo, you saw how it ended. And, Jack, I wonder if that emotion is going to carry over to Game 2.
Well, we saw that frustration in the 9th inning, and we saw how angry Torrey got, and Mattingly and Loney, and those post-game comments we just heard. Joe Torre has assured himself of getting a fine because you cannot publicly criticize an umpire. So he mentioned Phil Cuzzy by name and said the calls were terrible, so he will get fined for that. But Mariano comes in, and you don't have much of a chance. So when a pitch is close like that, I can understand them getting a little frustrated. But I also think Loney's got to swing the bat in that situation. You have to know Rivera's not going to walk you, so he probably should have been up there swinging.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to take you around the majors. The Rays, well, they were a hit, at least in Edwin Jackson's eyes tonight. We'll tell you why. Dramatic highlights from the Trop coming up after this.
Tomorrow on an all-new WB Mason presents The Joe Girardi Show. The skipper rehashes the trip out west.
A go-ahead home run,
And he looks ahead to their homestand against the Mariners and Blue Jays. Plus, send in your questions and have them answered on the show. It's an all-new WB Mason presents The Joe Girardi Show. Tomorrow at 7:30.
Only on Yes.
Your TV is starting to feel nervous. It heard what happened to the VCR, and the cassette player, and the answering machine. It knows what happens to obsolete technology around here. What you need to help your TV understand is, it's not the one that's obsolete. It's the cable technology that's obsolete. And Fios is the one making it obsolete. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
If you need any more reasons to get out and make the most of this time of year, your Jeep dealer has 5 that get you into it like nothing else. From the legendary Jeep Wrangler to the capable Grand Cherokee, the Sky Slider-equipped Liberty, and Patriot or Compass, starting at $15,995. Now lease a 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $349 a month for well-qualified returning lessees. I live, I ride, I am. Jeep.
They are the Yankee captains who inspired courage, persevered through pain, led by example, and set the standard with a relentless will to win. Yankeeography, the Captain's Collection, is a 2-DVD salute to 7 distinguished captains from Lou Gehrig to Derek Jeter. With more than 6 hours of pinstripe pride as seen on Yes Network, Yankeeography, the Captain's Collection, is available now.
Ever wonder if a picture could feel more like the real thing? We did. This changes the game. The Samsung 3D LED TV. Live sports in cutting-edge clarity. Colors as intense as the game itself. And 3D that brings it all home. That's the wonder of Samsung.
Play of the game, take you back to the top of the 7th. Brett Gardner at the plate. The grounder up the middle. Now watch Jamie Carroll, the second baseman. Great diving stop. Gets up, and you don't normally get Brett Gardner when he's racing down the line. Gardner argues it. Mick Keller has to peel him away. But Carroll, what a great stop and a bang-bang play at first. Extremely close call, but that is your defensive play of the game. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. All right, good to have you back on the WB Mason postgame. It's a 2-1 Yankees win. Now, in case you missed it earlier, history was made Friday night in St. Petersburg, Florida. Edwin Jackson, who pitched for the Rays from 2006 through 2008, was back on the mound at Tropicana Field, starting for Arizona against Tampa Bay, and it was a game that he will never forget. Highlights are brought to you by Mohegan Sun. Now, the Upton brothers, BJ, Justin, facing off. Their mom, Yvonne, doing her best not to play favorites. Top of the 2nd, Adam LaRoche out to right off Jeff Neiman. His 11th of the year quickly puts the Diamondbacks on top 1-0. Then bases loaded, bottom of the 3rd. Edwin Jackson in a jam, but he gets out of it. Gets Blaylock to ground to Tony Abreu at second to end the threat. Take you to the top of the 6th. D-backs looking for more. Bases loaded. Neiman, though, gets Chris Young ground into the 5-4-3 double play, so nothing doing. Still a 1-run game. Jackson with the no-hitter into the bottom of the 6th, and he gets it still. Sean Rodriguez strikes out to end the inning, and then Jack, take us to the bottom of the 8th.
No-hitter still intact. Bob, runner on first, 2 out. Carl Crawford. The Rays have 4 outs left. There goes one of them. They're down to 3. He gets caught stealing. Miguel Montero nails him at second.
Well, this is the final out if they get it. Jason Bartlett, the grounder, and the shortstop on to first, and Edwin Jackson gets the 4th no-hitter this season, the most since 91 when there were 5. It is a 1-0 Diamondbacks win. By the way, the first team to have 2 no-hitters thrown against them in one season since the Padres in 2001. That's the Rays. Meantime, this former Ray did pretty well against his former team, Edwin Jackson, but Jack, it took him a few pitches to get there.
149 pitches. You know, A.J. Hinch probably had that pinch counter in his hand. I got to think Jackson gets a day off before his next start.
Oh, my goodness, absolutely. What an outing. All right, so Red Sox, Giants now. Giants looking to catch a break and avoid losing their 3rd straight. Top of the 1st, 2 board for Kevin Youkilis. Takes a 3-2 pitch from Jonathan Sanchez and takes it up and out. 3-run shot. Boston's up 3-zip. Now Jack, bottom of the 2nd, bases loaded for Sanchez.
Sanchez lays down a nice bunt here, and Wakefield, not a good idea. He flings it. It's by Youkilis. Buster Posey and Aaron Rowan score. It's an error on Wakefield. It's a 3-3 ball game.
All right, so even at 3, bottom of the third, Juan Uribe, the go-ahead solo shot, his 12th of the year off Wakefield, makes it 4-3 Giants. On top of the 7th, the Red Sox got something going. Bases loaded. Santiago Casilla gets Victor Martinez swinging to get out of a jam. And then 5-4 Giants, top of the 9th, bases loaded again, but Brian Wilson gets Darnell McDonald to ground one to short for the final out. So the Red Sox threaten, but they can't break through, and the Giants win it. 5-4 is the final. Sanchez gets his 6th win of the season, and Wakefield loses his 6th. So an updated look at the standings in the East, and with the Rays and Red Sox losing, the Yankees pad their game in the East by another game, up by 3 as action begins on Saturday. So, Jack, that's pretty significant stuff because the Yankees, just are able to, they gutted out a couple wins in Arizona, extended their lead a little bit, and now they get a close game, very close, could have gone either way in Los Angeles, and they add another.
Right, and these games that you win now, Bob, they help you when it gets to August and September. 3-game lead is now their largest of the season, and talking to Brian Cashman earlier today, he said, I love the way that we're playing. The problem is our division is so good, we can't get any separation. Well, they got a little more separation tonight, going to a 3-game lead.
All right, one footnote in that Red Sox game, Dustin Pedroia fouled the ball off his foot. He had to leave the game after he drew a walk in that at-bat. The X-rays, though, negative. He plans to ice, elevate, and play tomorrow, so we'll see if that happens. But I'll tell you what, if Pedroia is able to play, that might be a miracle, at least for a day or two. We'll see how the foot feels for him. All right, here are the results of our KGB question. We asked you to tell us which of the 2 former New York baseball teams has the largest number of fans in New York. And with 72% of the vote, you said the Dodgers, with the other 28% of tallies going to the Giants. All right, straight ahead, we'll look ahead to Game 2 of this series as A.J. Burnett takes the hill and tries to get back on track and get the Yankees another win in L.A. Don't go away.
Who won?
Yankees, I think.
It's Green Mountain coffee time.
Apple, yogurt, toothbrush.
What are you watching?
The dullest reality show I've ever seen.
Thank you, WB.
Or maybe not.
Was it the number 7 train that carried his barrels across the land? Or was 7 simply his lucky number? Some say there were 7 women in his life, but one held a special place in his heart. Truth is, only Jack Daniel knows the true meaning of old number 7. And we won't be hearing from him anytime soon.
New York, New York. It's my foundation. It's the center of my growth. It's the muse for my art.
I think that Jay is like infinitely curious.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Stabs up a little bit though.
Easy is a 100,000-mile, 5-year powertrain warranty. Easy is the most interior room in its class. Easy is 24 mpg highway. Easy is seating for up to 8. The engineers at GMC designed the 2010 Acadia to make it easy. Good news, it worked. It's the GMC summer event. Get the best of the remaining 2010s and lease an Acadia SL for $349 per month.
You wouldn't send a kid with a garden hose to put out a 5-alarm fire. So when you get hit by bed bugs, stop kidding around. Call Bell Environmental, the experts you can trust. Roscoe, our bed bug sniffing dog, will find the problem, and our instant freeze will fix it. Bell Environmental treats your home or office without harmful chemicals or damage to your belongings. Safe and thorough. That's Bell Environmental, the professionals you can trust.
The challenge makes you stronger.
Every day, every moment.
You want my belt? Come and get it.
So, you want to be a fighter? This is how.
Rated T for teen.
Homers in the first inning. Adam LaRoche is next. We're going to see Mark Reynolds finish this off. But, Bob, an interesting point. I spoke to Brian Cashman today about Burnett and said, how are you guys going to go about fixing him? And we see Joe Girardi trying to do some of that this week. And he said, we think we've discovered something. Said they thought he was tipping his pitches against the Diamondbacks. And Cashman said they were getting such good swings against fastballs and breaking pitches that you almost had to believe that they knew what was coming. He wouldn't tell me, of course, what Burnett was doing, but we'll have to see if he can improve on that 0-4 in 1035 in June. If he was tipping his pitches, the Yankees think they've nipped it in the bud.
Yeah, and here's the great mystery about A.J. Burnett. He always says he has these great bullpen sessions and side sessions, but he can't take it into a game. And the question is, why not? Now, if he's tipping pitches, that's one thing. That's almost sort of a physical thing to work through. We've also talked about the mental thing, about how he's just maybe not finishing and doesn't have the same confidence he had.
And he has mentioned that, too, Bob. He said to Kim Jones, talking about his mental side, that he's not as fragile as he looks out there. But I remember Javier Vasquez earlier this year when he was struggling, later saying that some of it was confidence. Burnett needs to go out there and have a strong start, build up some of that confidence. He saw what CC Sabathia did tonight. We'll have to see if Burnett can follow up.
All right, so it is tomorrow. A.J. Burnett, again later today, I should say, against Hiroki Kuroda, 6-5. You know, that's a nice ERA in the National League, a little above 3.
And he's been pitching very well lately, Bob. 2 runs in his last 19 innings. A veteran from the Japanese League in his 3rd year with the Dodgers. He'll throw a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, also a slider and a split finger. So he's a tough assignment for the Yankees.
All right, so if A.J. can get him some length, maybe they, a couple innings out of the bullpen and they get a win, that's already a series win, and that's what you're looking for every time. They got it in Arizona. They'd like to do it in L.A.
And especially on the road, the West Coast, it's always tough to play on the road. And if you're the Yankees right now, having won tonight, you're playing with a little bit of house money. You're looking to get one of these next 2 games and win the series. You win tomorrow, you're looking for the sweep. Looking ahead to Sunday, Pettit goes for them then.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. Remember, the game Saturday is at 7 o'clock on Fox. But then Jack, Kim, and I will be here immediately after it's all over for all the interactivity festivities on Yankees Extra Innings. Now, for all of us at Yes, I'm Bob Lorenz. Thanks for being here. A replay of the series openers coming up next on Yankees Encore. Enjoy it. Take care.
This has been a presentation of the Yes Network, your home for the reigning World Series champion New York Yankees and the 2-time Eastern Conference champion Nets, plus the original series center stage, the 16-time Emmy-winning Yankeeography, and more. The Yes Network, the #1 regional sports network in the country.
Ever wonder if a picture could feel more like the real thing? We did. This changes the game. The Samsung 3D LED TV. Live sports in cutting-edge clarity. Colors as intense as the game itself. And 3D that brings it all home. That's the wonder of Samsung.
Get all the Yankees' top stories, highlights, and exclusives as Nancy Newman hosts Yankees Magazine. New episodes every week, only on Yes. Wednesday on an all-new GMC presents Center Stage with Michael Kay, the original Jersey boy, Frankie Valli.
You're looking at someone playing you and you're wondering, is that what I really look like? It was nice to be working with a director who was not afraid to take chances.
Premieres Wednesday at 11.
Only on Yes.
The following is an encore presentation of New York Yankees baseball on Yes.
It is Los Angeles, the city of angels, Hollywood, California. And I'll tell you what, when you're in Hollywood, you have to have stars, and there are plenty of stars out tonight. 2 of the most high-profile teams in Major League Baseball will go at each other in the first game of a 3-game set. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Los Angeles